got me feeling like gin. Off this gin, I'm melodic with the smoke in the air, and the smell is hypnotic. With a strawberry swish blunt with a whole lot of chronic in a pocket, with a wallet with a whole lot of nada. I be stressed, but it got me in the ethereal mode, with a serious soul in a cereal bowl. Like I'm searching for the sunflower, I'ma go on the road, but keep my mind open, infinite like the Konami code. Hip-hop is my soul. Hope you looking when he's rapping. B-boy spinning to the beat like Mugen when he's scrapping. I'm jugging and I'm lapping on my way to Shangri-La, but some live, some die in the way of the samurai. Hear my battle cry, I might stay late and keep my fresh on the sideways 8. Yeah, I might make babes. All I need is some risotto and a cosplay chick that was born in Kyoto. Why? But that's a no-no if I ain't got that protection B. I keep my sword sheath, I don't need no BM stressing me. I wonder if there's a message, G, when I hear these new rappers. I ain't hating you rappers, but I prefer the boom bappers. It's the truth rappers, it's the war of the words, and I'm standing on top the castle representing the third. I guess you ain't heard, I'm following my destiny, following the God of fools, father to the death of me. A cross on my chest and resolve in my heart. Ain't shit you can do to bring a stop to this march, bring a stop to this art. You must be JK, and I grab the mic and get loud like an AK spray, and then I stay laying this heat over beats. I got the resolve of a beast, so girl, put your knees over these shoulders right here. They holding up the world already. Mujushin style stabbings got your girl all sweaty. Ah, you mad, bro? My bad, I'm in my zone. Miyamoto Musashi with the microphone. The best squad in the city is watching my back. I might hit you with the two-piece like Mataza the Zap. I'm just talking that crap, I'm a peaceful warrior. And my flow Mega Man, I'll defeat and absorb ya while I'm hungover off gin and soda. I'm a fucking hero, dog, man, I beat Genova. Word to Jehovah, right hand on the rhyme. The way I'm rapping these lines so you can examine my mind. Take a step inside, don't be afraid. I'll let the beat lead me while I lead the way. And I seen today as I read the sermon that all I can tell you's only death is certain, but the way of the samurai is found in death. You might hear a lot of deep shit, but mine sounds the best. Yes, yeah. This one, baby. KV Anime on the beat. Hood Hemingway. Hot damn, hot damn, hot damn, yeah, 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 hot damn. Hot damn, hot damn, hot damn, yeah, 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 yeah. Hot damn, it's hot out here, but I'm sipping on some Pinot. Yeah, you probably heard of me somewhere, maybe Sumino. Yeah, I love Hina, not as much as Ray Hino. Studied under greats, yeah, boy, I feel like Gino. She horny like she kinda, eh. Bitch got tits like Sonic, eh. Catch me in that box like a motherfucking solid snake. Golden week forever, crying every day a holiday. Catch me up on top and post it up, sipping ramen, they like, oh, socky bottomless. Slizzy on the Nautilus, my bitch is 2D, but she looking like a model, bitch. I'm nerving on the castle like I'm Tetsuo Economist. Spit it with that weave shit, who'da ever thought of this? Mix it with the G-Talk, feel like Cowboy Bebop. I Nico knees, fuck around and hit a sea-walk. Don't know how to go right, boy, I'm walking on the treetop. Big chicken on mail, man, R.I.P. the 3-part. Bobbing and weaving, bobbing and weaving. Everywhere I go, they like, boy, you got them thinking, hey, that weave, y'all feel like Keenan, but they calling me the guy for a whole nother reason. Bobbing and weaving, bobbing and weaving. Everywhere I go, they like, boy, you got them thinking, hey, that weave, y'all feel like
like Keenan, but they calling me the guy for a whole nother reason.
Yeah, bobbing a week like a boss. Except I got sauce. Haters just mad cause they lost. Like an HD, that's lossless. Love go high, that's topless. I don't talk shit, I just make hits. But ironically, that's the same bitch. They could get a whole lot of hate lately. Just cut them off like an ex, baby. I rap crazy, that's weed talk like me. Hulk, cut a nigga down. AG, man, that's the fucking town. Get money, no time to fuck around. Blow that shit on Dojins. Only Chinese always going. That's what co-eyes always screaming for my essence. They be been.
What up, man? Listen, home, by popular demand, Pinoy's now selling merch. Man, look here, all right? We got 3 designs. We got the Pinoy Gorilla regular avatar. We have the Red Dead Redemption. And on top of that, man, listen, we got motherfucking Angry Gorilla, all right? We got t-shirts. We have onesies for your baby. Take your baby and turn it into a baby gorilla. On top of that, we got pillows. Come cuddle up with the gorilla. And on top of that, we got cell phones and mugs. Cop you some merch right now.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Tom Pinoy was just with me, but he randomly vanished about 8 minutes ago, and I haven't heard from him. But given what Desert Coyote was talking to me about, I think I was gonna go ahead and go live. Let's talk about this active shooter. What the fuck? I got this article up from Heavy. Hold on one sec. Alright, so apparently we've got a dude that's just driving around somewhere between Midland and Odessa and shooting at people along Interstate 20 willy-nilly. Yeah, that's fucked up. Well, so 30 people have been shot between Odessa and Midland, Texas. Police tell CBS News. Man, you do this shit in Texas? Who's shooting back? Right? They're supposed to have guns down there. They think there's 2 shooters in 2 separate vehicles. One suspect is believed to be the Synergy in Midland, and the other is believed to be driving on Loop 250 in Midland. The vehicles in question are a gold-white small Toyota truck and a USPS postal van. Holy shit. Somebody's literally going postal. Yeah, this is breaking. This is just happening. I saw Desert Coyote bring it up, and I had to look it up. And yeah, this is going on. Apparently, Puff Daddy's boss just got shot. One of them shot up a Home Depot? What? Why are you gonna shoot up a Home Depot, man? Oh, no, I hope this is not another one of those kill the Hispanic invader things, right? I just put 2 and 2 together, right? Home Depot's where all the illegal immigrants hang out looking for work, right? Alright, so somebody posted a live video on Facebook, and we're not going to play that because every single time Tom P has made any video covering any of these mass shootings, he's gotten a hate speech strike. All right. I don't know, man. That's all I have for now, but Jesus Christ. This is more insane than some of the other ones because they're just on the road shooting out the windows and shit. One of them is I wonder if they even know that each other's doing it, right? I wonder if they're linked. Because, I mean, a USPS postal van. You can't get more ridiculous than that. Anyway, while we're waiting on Tom P, let's go and say, you know, what's up, Adam Hart, Seth Smith, Rowan Volition, how you doing, kid? Chuck Foltz, Desert Coyote, of course. You also got MGTOW Warrior, Alex Martin, Gulf City Overwatch, Tailbot Links, Ida Latour, Low for Sheffield, Brandon Messier. God, everybody's showing up except for Tom Penoid. What's up, everybody? Alright, he had to reboot his computer. He'll be back on here shortly. In the interim, Desert Coyote, feel free to keep us updated on your police scanner.
Yeah, man, you make sure you keep us motherfucking updated on shit. God damn it.
Hey, welcome to your stream, Tom Pease. Yeah, the only reason I went live, I didn't know what happened to you, and Desert Coyote brought up that there's somebody just
froze, nigga. It fucking froze. Like it stopped working, so I had to restart my fucking computer.
Did you hear the part where there's a dude in a Toyota and another dude in a USPS postal van driving around Midland, Texas, just shooting at random motherfuckers?
No, but I'd fucking believe it.
It's happening right now. 30 people already shot.
Yo, what we got? Yo, look, we're not allowed to cover shootings, okay? We're not allowed to cover shootings, nigga. Like, yo, no more. We are not allowed to cover fucking shootings anymore. Every time we fucking cover goddamn shootings, we end up like with some type of crazy ass strike, and YouTube tries to shut down our channel, and then like fucking like guys in black helicopters show up.
Yeah, the last one was for glorifying violence, even though you explicitly said, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. I put the timestamps in the appeal.
Yo, we're not covering them anymore. We are not covering shootings anymore. Like, I don't care. Like, y'all do whatever the fuck you do. I'm not covering it no more.
Well, yeah. So this is what's happening. I think as long as we don't say who they are or what the motives are, I think we're all right. We're just saying it's happening right now. So if you live in the Midland and Odessa area, make sure to be safe. Or like Desert Crody says, if you run into one of these guys, shoot back.
It'd probably be helpful, but we're not even gonna promote. Yo, look, seriously, I don't know what's going on, and yo, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, nigga. I'm not covering this shit. I refuse. This is like covering mariachi bands. We're not doing that shit. Like ever, we're not doing it ever again. Okay. But like, yo, what I welcome to motherfucking the Rumble Room. This is Saturday night shit. This used to be something we used to do all the motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? Legitimately, we used to fucking have the Rumble Room on Saturday nights. And the deal is with the Rumble Room, yo, look, if you're in the motherfucking Discord, you feel like coming in and having a conversation, we will drag you the fuck in. And we'll drag as many people in as you fucking want. Because you know what? Yo, goddamn, it's the Rumble Room. And whatever the fuck I say fucking goes. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we used to do this shit every fucking Saturday night. And we stopped doing it because, you know, we stopped doing it. Nigga, how the fuck does Suda Super Swagger Scooper not have a motherfucking wrench? Like, yo, here, add moderator. Nigga, have a goddamn wrench. And let me say what up to the chat when I'm here. You know what I'm saying? When I'm over here. Adam Hawks, what up? Seth Smith, motherfucking Desert Coyote, Roman Voloshin, Chuck Fultz. What's going on, my brothers? How y'all doing? Alex Martin, Gulf City Overwatch. What is good, my brother? MGTOW Warrior. I ain't seen you in a minute. What the fuck is going on? Hillater, what the fuck up? Talbot Links, what the fuck is up, my brother? How the hell you doing? Low for Sheffield, what the fuck is up? Brandon Masseria, what's up, man? How the fuck you doing? Welcome to the goddamn stream. And Suda Super Swagger Scooper, the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like, yo, fucking that's how the hell we do what it is that we do, you know, on some real shit. Fucking like, yo, how the fuck does he have a wrench, but this nigga legitimately fucking like his shit is not blue, it's still fucking gray. He's a super wrench. Like that nigga's a ninja wrench. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I'm here with my bottom bitch, my partner, my muse, the only YouTuber with bedazzle motherfucking D-pads, my nigga Accelerate. He started the stream without me. Like, yo, my Discord like just died. Like, I don't know what the fucking deal is. Like, it's fucking retarded. There you go. Now you're blue. And I mean, yo, it's been a while. I feel you. It's been a while. We've been out here handling business, still growing, still doing what we do. You know, making our way through fucking YouTube and growing and climbing up the motherfucking ranks, because that's what it is that we do. And today on my show, what I was planning on doing was covering Joe Rogan and Pennjillette talking about education and how we should basically have publicly funded Rumspringer. And yes, they actually said that.
Yep. You want me to go straight to that video?
We might as well, nigga. Like, yo, because it's like 20 minutes, and like we're gonna have to go through the whole things.
And we're gonna have to hit pause a whole bunch of times, or else you're gonna get 9 billion copyright claims from the JRE whatever the fuck bot. Anyway, I did try to do everything you just did before the stream really poorly, while I was talking about that event that's happening that we're not going to talk about anymore because we don't want to get a hate speech strike.
Yeah, I'm tired of catching hate speech strikes.
Yeah, talking about
it's not even happening.
Talking about reality on YouTube is no longer allowed.
Yo, look, man, we're not allowed to tell the truth, all right? And some truths are more important than other truths, and I'm not the judge of what truth is anymore.
And feelings are more important than facts, so we got to watch it.
Yes, because I don't know about you, Excel, but I'm getting tired of having this channel and then them telling us that we're not allowed to fucking, like, you know, talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, we're on the Straight Pride Parade for the first video. You want to switch it back to the other one real quick into my circle, my brother?
Yep.
The Joe Rogan.
All right. We there, nigga? We there?
Yep.
Experience.
I got
Look, fucking Trump just passed something, and no one wants to give him credit for this.
Kidney stuff.
What's the kidney stuff?
He did wonderful stuff for kidney transplant stuff.
I'm sure he did.
Pushed through.
Well, I was going to say that he absolved all the student loans for disabled veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. I love it. You don't hear a word about it. A word of praise. Look, we should absolve.
All right. So that's true. You know, 1 point to them. That is absolutely correct. He did that, and nobody said anything. Which, you know, it's a small percentage of student loans. If you're a disabled veteran, I get it, right?
And so veterans usually have their shit covered anyway.
Yeah, so nobody's gonna battle that one. The ones that had anything outstanding, the government took care of it. All right.
Yeah. Student loans for fucking everyone. We're crippling kids. We're crippling the 17, 18-year-old kids who sign up for these fucking loans, and they get compromised to the point where we have people to this day right now that are getting their Social Security money. Their Social Security money is getting docked because they owe student loans. They're at the end of the fucking road.
Pause, nigga. Pause this. Okay, look, let's have this conversation real quick. First off, you know what I'm saying? I fully agree that we are not educating people properly about what fucking education is what college is supposed to be. All right? Like
I agree we're scamming the kids.
Yeah, I agree with scamming the kids too. Like, stupid people and their money should soon be parted. You know, I mean, this is kind of like a litmus test to find out how smart you are.
Well, they're still telling fucking kids in high school.
You know who's getting their fucking Social Security money, Doc? You know who it is?
Yeah, no, who?
Old people who went to fucking college in their fucking 50s. All right, that's who's getting their Social Security money, Doc. And people who live on SSD and at 35 years old because they got carpal tunnel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yes, of course. So, I mean, look, the only thing I think that they should change, and this would change the entire way they did student loans, which is why they won't do it. Just like you can file for bankruptcy if you fuck up and overextend on your credit cards and have no chance of paying it back, you should be able to do the same goddamn thing on your student loans, right? The only reason the government doesn't let you do that is because they're the ones footing the bill.
Well, yeah. Well, that and child support are the two things that you can't declare bankruptcy.
Yep.
You know, like,
which is also ridiculous. So you just sit there and you're just like, "What you want me to do?"
Like, yo, me and my pops
you told the judge, you're like,
yo,
"Well, judge, you didn't do what I asked of you, so I can't get a job."
Like, yo, I don't know what you want me to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing the best I can over here. Like, and here's the bitch. Like, here they'll lock you up for child support and then put you in a work release center and charge you $45 a day to be in the work release center, right? While on top of that, you have to pay your fucking child support back, and then you get whatever's left out of your fucking check when that shit's fucking paid for.
Well,
and like half of these motherfuckers end up owing money at the end of the goddamn week.
Yeah, so before I hit play, I do want to play. I guarantee neither of these boomers bring up the fact that from the time they go into high school, these fucking kids, every single one of them are told, "Oh yeah, you need to go to college. Oh, don't worry about it. You'll take out some loans and maybe get some grants. And then as long as you do a good job in college, you're going to graduate and get a high-paying job that's going to put you right in the middle class." That's a lie. They keep telling it to kids in every single fucking high school. And it doesn't happen. That's part of what caused the crisis. You told these dumb kids that don't know any better that they can go take out these exorbitant fucking loans to go to college and get a fucking degree in feminist dance studies and think they're going to get a job when they get out. That's just, it's not the case, and they still keep telling kids that.
It's man, look, times change and people have a hard time changing their mentalities with it. You know what I'm saying?
Like this was true in the 90s. Like the early 90s, there was such a high demand for people that had like certain skills, right? Electrical engineers were huge. It was such a big deal that at one point they were taking students that were 2 years in, and they were recruiting them to drop out and go work for a firm and pay them $80K a year. But then the market got flooded. Technology got people caught up. India caught up.
Yeah. And then we end up like importing Indians to do the fucking jobs.
Well, and then there was also all of a sudden every single person and their mother has either like an MBA or a psychology degree. So that's no longer a good litmus test for basic competency to get you in the door at some other kind of job.
Well, like, you should never take a fucking, again, like we get back to like, what is fucking college really about? You know what I mean? Like legitimately, and like, what's your time worth? How much is 4 years of your life worth to you? Like, it's not just a debt that you accrue while you're in fucking college. It's also the fact that like, it's chewing up a lot of your fucking younger years and your prime years. And what are you getting for it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not earning a living. You're not more moving forward in the fucking market, and you're not becoming a better fucking person. Like, it's college is literally fucking robbing you of your fucking time.
Yeah. Well, this is what you're seeing more and more of, man. So the kid that you thought was, a fucking retard in high school that didn't do anything, he decided to, get an apprenticeship for welding or some shit. By the time you graduated for college, that nigga's bought a house. Right?
Yeah.
4 years later, he's making more money than you're going to with your shitty degree ever.
Yeah. And that dude has a decent fucking gig. You know what I'm saying? He has a family. His bills are fucking paid. He has a nice fucking car while you're sitting the fucking home at your goddamn parents' house and shit. You know what I mean? Fucking broke as a motherfucker, not having a goddamn thing. Like, that just...
I know I've been talking to you way too much lately whenever I just casually say the word nigga.
All right, let's keep banging.
Yeah.
But what do you do? And this is a real question. This is not rhetorical. What do you do about the feeling of fairness? The people that work their way through college, waiting tables.
That's a good question.
Working really hard. And then they, do we just say their feelings, which I think is valid, which is, you got fucked on this, but let's help someone else out. What about the compassion?
Here's the
difference.
Because,
there are people that worked really hard to not have student loans.
Yes.
And there are people that took them, there has to be somebody who took them frivolously.
100%. I think quite a few. And I think it's also, we also should pay attention to the human mind and the development of the human mind and the frontal cortex. I mean, the frontal lobe does not develop properly until you're 25 years old. Right.
Or somewhere
in that range.
Plus or minus 4 years.
It's definitely not 17. It's definitely not 18. No. So you're taking on these fucking loans. You can't be trusted with money or your future or thinking about what the fuck.
All right, doing the typical pause for fair use reasons, but so far, nothing they're saying is incorrect. I wouldn't phrase it that way. None of that was incorrect, though.
Yeah.
Fuck you're doing in terms of like taking on a debt.
You can't stand here and tell me there's 17-year-olds signing for fucking loans.
Yeah. So a lot of the times so they're not signing for it then. It's they're lining them up and then they're obligated and they get it at 18, right? So a lot of the times you don't even see the loan money until like they cut you a check at the end of the year or some shit. So it's weird that way.
It's not 17 though, it's 18.
No, well, yeah, but 17 is whenever a lot of these kids are applying, right? And they're getting all their financials in order.
I don't know. I didn't graduate high school and I make $80,000 a year, so like fucking none of this makes any sense to me whatsoever.
Yep.
Don't we have to? And this also ties in with sexual stuff as well. Don't we have to decide when someone's adult and then give them that respect?
Yes.
Don't we have to say, you're 18 years old, we can't control what decisions you make?
Yes.
I mean, and when is that year going to be? Because I think 25 is too old.
I think 25 is too old as well.
Yeah.
But I think what we're saying is, I mean, look, there's a lot of 18-year-old people that make very good moral decisions.
Yes.
And we should praise that. Here's the problem with the student loan thing in terms of it's the only loans that you never get exonerated from.
Pause.
Pause.
Child support, nigga. Child support.
Yeah, okay.
Child support, nigga.
I get. You need to point it out. He's still not factually incorrect because it's loans. You don't take out loans for child support. Hold on, man. I can see that being like the new check in the catch. Child support loans. Get your child support loans.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you know, I just want to throw that the fuck in there, you know, because everybody says that shit all the time. Like, you know, that is the only debt that you cannot get rid of. Like, you want to talk about this? Like, yo, because there's other debts. You know, there's other debts because y'all just don't want to mention them. You know what I mean? Because like fucking, you don't want to have that conversation. But I have no problem having that conversation. Like, yo, let's keep rocking them.
Bankruptcy, right? And you can get exonerated. You could escape the loans of credit cards, the debt of mortgages. You could escape a bad business collapsing and owing millions and whatever. You could escape that through bankruptcy. You cannot do that with student loans. It's a corrupt system. You take a child who's trying to learn a trade or trying to learn a profession, and you acquire insane debt that's going to track you and cripple you for the rest of your life. And no matter what happens to you, you owe that money.
But also, you're taking your colleges.
Pause a second. Yo, look, these are not people out here learning a trade. Okay, like yo, trade school graduates, like fucking, they're almost always goddamn hired, and they don't have a student loan problem. Because the vast majority of them get certificates. They don't get fucking like, you know what I mean?
These are
degrees.
These are people that are going to 4-year universities.
And they're taking nonsense, all right? They're taking underwater basket weaving and liberal arts and these ridiculous programs that they should not be fucking taking and will not fucking net them any net gain long term in life. Let's keep that all the way 100 when it really comes down.
When they're talking about the corruption of the system, once again, they're not going to bring up the fact that what the student loan business is doing ever since the government got involved in it, it's lining the pockets of college administrators, right? You go to these 4-year universities, like they're spending money, like they're still begging for money from alumni, but you've got these people that are making damn near 7-figure incomes administering these colleges. You have inflated staffs, you have entire departments devoted to worthlessness, right?
Yo, man, these niggas is in the chat talking about we should be taking over Canada and Mexico and shit. Y'all need to calm down on like, bro, we don't need either one of those. Like, do you want to never see another? You want to see just nothing but Democrats get elected the rest of the fucking time? Like, you know what I mean? That's
well,
really
yeah. So once we abolish democracy and implant our ideal nationalist, you know what? I'm not going to go there. I don't want to get, for the sake of hate speech strikes. I'm just going to leave that joke to myself.
Yeah, man, trebuchets.
But yeah, so they're, well, I would say they're not going to bring up the fact that the reason college is so expensive is because they're competing for the money, right? We just threw all this money out here at these colleges and said, come get it. So they're competing to get all this money and, you know, spending that money to make their institution more attractive. Now, what makes an institution more attractive? Well, like there's a few
rock climbing walls.
Yeah,
like,
there's a few I would say there's a handful of prestigious ones that pride themselves on job placement, but most of them just tell you like how cool their student union center is.
Yeah, and
like we got an arcade. We got an arcade in the bowling alley. Yeah,
that's really
out
really
of the free market too.
Mm.
By giving those loans easily,
yes,
and by having government help,
yes,
you're also taking away the free market.
Yes,
because we found out that when you put the free market in, like LASIK surgery, when insurance doesn't cover it, it gets wicked cheap.
Smart.
And if colleges had to be paid as people went, without easy loans to get, and if colleges did not get government money, they might be wicked cheaper.
I think they would be
they're
cheaper.
really, really expensive.
I think
crazy
expensive. Yes, crazy expensive. I think the real solution.
It's not. I think they would be cheaper. It's they would be cheaper. Period. Flat. Like
that's right.
Wind the clock back. You used to be able to work for the summer to pay for your entire year's tuition.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean, but like then again, like, you know, they weren't standing here just fucking nickel and diamond motherfuckers like for everything they could for student loans.
Yeah,
like,
you didn't have to. You didn't have to contribute to like, and I did this in college. I worked for the concert committee. You didn't have to work so that I had a $40,000 budget of the group of 4 people to put on concerts. So I spent $20,000 to bring Real Big Fish to town.
Yeah, I don't even know I have no idea what you just said, right? But what I'm trying to say
I had a
is that,
$40,000 budget on the concert committee of my college, right?
Right.
$40,000, and I spent $20,000 to bring Real Big Fish. Now, there were 3 other people on these committee, but other than that, there was no oversight. And that's the kind of shit they're just handing out money for in colleges.
Well, of course. You know, like, fucking, there's no, again, like, yo, the inmates are running the goddamn asylum. Like, like that's,
yeah, and
that's
this was
kind of the deal.
And this was almost 20 years ago. It's only gotten worse. They got to pay.
What happens?
They got to pay for them safe spaces.
You know, and like rock climbing walls,
and their pet potatoes.
Solution is in treating education like a thing that's going to make our society better, and think of it as the same way we think about the fire department, the same way we think about police department.
But don't you think that? I mean, when you read the paper, there's always one whole thing about colleges getting too expensive and people can't go. And then you turn 20 pages later in the paper, and there's an article about how online learning is going to happen, is happening, and how all this stuff is going to happen. Do you think that idea of college is going to hold up for another 10 years?
I think there's an experience that people have
did you
when
go
they
to college?
go away. I did, but I went to college in my town. I went to UMass Boston, and I really only went because I didn't want to be a loser. I mean, it was really all it was. I was doing martial arts and fighting and traveling all over the world, or all over the country rather, and thinking about doing stand-up at the time as well, and then transitioning to doing stand-up while I was also still taking classes. I was learning nothing. It was a complete waste of time. I was only doing it so I could say, yeah, taking classes at UMass Boston. I was barely paying attention, barely showing up. And it was just a thing that I didn't want to tell people that I wasn't going to college. Like, that was the number one reason why I did it. But I had a unique life from the time I was, graduating from high school till the time I started.
Now, see, he does not have a unique life. Like, you know, I mean, 40% of Americans don't go to college, so he does not have a unique life. I understand, like, go to martial arts,
it was
like comedian and whatever and all that shit, podcast, right? But what I'm saying is the vast majority of people just end up going to work. You know what I mean? And not having to fucking go to goddamn college and accrue all these fucking
even then you had a lot of college dropouts. I get what he's saying, though. Like, coming out of high school, though, you are kind of told, like, well, if you're going to be that person that doesn't go to college, like, you're going to be a loser. I mean, that's the other side of it. I
was never told this shit. You know what I mean? Because,
it was heavily implied. They're like, there's nothing more valuable than an education, and if you want to make it in life, you need to go to college.
Guys, you ever tried DMT, guys?
I have, actually. We can tell that story later.
Motherfucking chat. Tours in the goddamn chat and shit. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm just trying to address the chat a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know he's being sarcastic, but I totally been there, done that. It's fun. Do it once.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, yo, look, I went to high school the same time you did. Like, me and you both kind of graduated around the same time.
Yeah, you probably went to high school in the hood.
Well, yes and no. I mean, like, it was a working class. It was a working class high school. You know, it was just like, you know, mechanics kids and shit. Like, fucking, so like,
yeah,
we were pushed towards, like, the best individuals in the school got pushed towards fucking Votech. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my high school was 50% white fluff suburbia, and then like 50% suburban working class. Right. So
my high school was like 50% like trailer trash, 50% fucking like hood motherfuckers.
Yeah,
so it was
that's
a
what I'm
different
saying.
thing.
You know what? And
Yeah.
in fact, I'm gonna say those high schools in the hood that are telling people not to go to college or they're not pushing that hardcore, they're smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I legitimately, I don't know many people I went to high school with who went to college.
Yeah, they probably just
really-
knew. There's no way these motherfuckers are gonna survive in college. So let's just level with them.
They're like, yo, y'all niggas can't do the basics. Like, y'all ain't passing fucking basic math. Like, I don't think you're making it to fucking college.
Well, it's
It
like
is what it is.
It's like that high school in Baltimore where nobody passed. What was it? 7th grade math. They're like, yeah, if one of those kids goes up to their teacher and says, "I want to be an engineer," and I was like, son, yeah, you should think about engineering some cars, right? Take shop.
Yo, prime mover, what up? Welcome, my
Or
brother.
doing stand up, I was obsessed
Gotcha.
with martial arts and competing, and that's all I wanted to do was make the Olympic team for Taekwondo. That was my goal, and that's what I was trying to do. So I wasn't a normal person. I wasn't gonna go to Ohio and fucking travel over there and take a full course load and not be able to pursue what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted to do was,
And also, you've got a window. I
Athletically,
think,
yes.
athletically, that's fairly
and
small.
there was no scholarships for Taekwondo.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't exist. And the only other option was the Army. There was
Joe Rogan's parents must have had money.
a dude, I think his name is Clay Barb, was this really talented guy who was a fighter who was on the U.S. team at one point in time, I think, and he was competing through the Army. Like they had subsidized his training somehow or another, and I was thinking maybe I should join the Army. Like that was the only other thing that I was thinking about doing. But for people, I think there's a thing about getting away from your parents, getting away from them, getting away from their influence, being wild and crazy and be with a bunch of other kids and trying to find yourself. And I think that comes from traveling to a place and going to college. And I think there's some benefit in that. I have friends that have had great benefit in that sort of transformative experience of being on a campus, a physical campus in a place that's outside of their hometown, where it gives them this new experience where they get to try to reinvent themselves.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. People do that. Being able to be someone else.
Yeah.
But I wonder.
Yo, look here, man. All right. That is not something that needs to be subsidized. You know what I mean? Because you can do that, you know what I mean, at home. What you can do is get a job and move the fuck out of your parents' house.
Yeah, it doesn't
Like
really.
that-
It doesn't actually take a whole lot, right? Especially coming out of high school, you're gonna have some buddies. You know, get a 3-bedroom, split the rent, dude. It's cheap. We've all been there.
Yes, prime mover, that is Pennjillette. All right, fucking. So like we are having a fucking conversation about Pennjillette. I think I spelled it right. I think it's J. I don't think it's G.
Yes, Jay,
Gillette.
you got it right.
Gillette's the razor. Yeah, Gillette's the
You-
razor
You,
joint.
you got it right.
I double checked. I forgot to put a space in here, like because I did backspace and fucking put an extra L in because then it got all retarded or whatever. Right. But like, yeah, look here, man. Real shit. Like, dude, you don't need to go to college in order to fucking stand here and, you know, be able to learn what it's like to be away from your parents. All right. What college is for is so that you can basically go to high school without your parents. It's so that you can live like fucking that Wizards of Waverly Place type of mentality or whatever it is. Like some of these fucking Nickelodeon shows where the kids do whatever they want and you never get to see their fucking parents and they have unlimited amounts of funds. You know what I mean? Like that's really what the fuck it is. And we shouldn't be subsidizing that. Like there's no reason to subsidize that.
Here's the other. That's how a lot of. So I mean, I had student loans, but I wasn't using my student loans to pay for my day-to-day shit. I was fortunate enough to have a grandpa that, you know, he was a plumber and a military veteran, but he saved his money and invested well. So he was fairly wealthy by the time I went, and I lived off of $500 a month. This is after I left the dorms, right? And that was to pay my bills too. I had like $150 to eat food. And I had some student loans. They just went to tuition. I only had about 10 grand in student loans taken out. It took out the bare minimum. And the idea is that because they were interest free until you got out, the way my grandpa saw that is interest free money is basically free money. So yeah, but a lot of the kids that I went to college with, especially in that boring town, they were using the student loan money like basically like they were running shit up on their credit card, man, to go do shit on the weekends, travel, whatever.
Yo, Helator art, nigga. Art always has the whoriest bitches in them. You know what I'm saying? Because like art bitches will like just fuck you because they're in the mood to fuck. Like they're art and like a music class. Either one of those, you're probably gonna get laid in. Like real shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about college, but I know like in high school, I fucked many of bitches in the goddamn art.
I don't know. I went to an engineering school, so that I couldn't answer that. My college experience was not what these. It was a lot of drinking because there was nothing else to do.
Pseudo super swagger scooper. I would say get a CDL too. Legitimately, like get your fucking CDL. Like if you're looking for something to do and you need money and you want to make like lots of fucking bank, real shit. There is nothing better than getting your fucking CDL. Like it just you will make money. You can live in your truck if you really want to. Like the first like year you're working. Save up all your fucking cash that you're making and then just bank that shit. You're not like real shit. Like fucking that's fucking beautiful.
It's one of those things they'll basically always be a job for you. The only other thing I could think of is information technology. Like every if you want to do the corporate thing, every company will hire you.
Well, yeah, but not only that, you know what I'm saying? Like the real shit, like here's the real bitch about it. Like the information technology is going to cost you a fucking, probably like what, 100 grand, 80 grand.
Not
degree.
No.
How much you think?
Yeah, you can do the 2 years and just fine at a community college and spend a couple grand.
So what?
And you'll
like
still get hired.
15,000, like 15 grand, something like that.
Just a couple grand.
Nah, like the whole course load's going to be like 15,000, dude.
I'd have to look it up, but I'm talking about community college courses, right? They usually will still hire you for those IT degrees, depending on. So the work training ones, they're only like a year, and they'll cost you more like 10 grand, and it's a super heavy course load. But most of them have pretty good job placement too. I know a lot of people that went to places like that.
Well, what I'm saying is the CDL route is like 5 grand, and most of the time, like a company will literally just. Like they'll fucking like either put you in their program or pay for it once you come the fuck out. You know what I mean? And so you have 0 college loans coming the fuck out. You have no money invested. You immediately get brought into a fucking job. All you got to do is work there 3 months if you don't want to stay with that shitty ass fucking company. And like, you just keep on rocking and rolling. Like real shit.
Yeah, you know what? There's actually a lot of things you could probably do depending on what you want to do. And like I said, you can't do anything. You've got options for things you can do to get a job to make money pretty quick. Like I said, welding, that was one that one of my friends did. So if you can get into the welders union as an apprentice, like you can make a bunch of money. HVAC, you can make a ton of money on HVAC, right?
Yeah. Yo, look, and here's the real thing. Like, this is why like I preach to stay off the drugs, all right? Because like if you get into something like HVAC work or fucking construction or welding, you're going to have a lot of guys around you who are fucking like heavily fucking into like the goddamn drug situation. And you're going to need to keep your goddamn wits about you and not fucking like get caught up in that bullshit.
Yep.
Because like, I've seen so many guys go into these fucking fields and end up like just with nothing behind like fucking like losing their license for fucking like DUIs and all this fucking dumb shit. You got to keep your goddamn head about you. Like real shit. But like, the welders, like welding, nigga, like, look here, if I had a welding degree, nigga, I'd be out in them fucking rigs in the middle of the motherfucking middle of the Gulf of Mexico and shit, making like fucking $200,000 in 6 months. Spend the next 6 months.
Oh yeah, dude. If you're willing to do that, you can make a lot of money. It's just not. I would say that's not for everybody. Tom Pease could do it. You got to be a gorilla to pull that. I would never do that. Excel could do this shit all day long. No, I wouldn't. No, it's not that I couldn't do the work. It's that I wouldn't like the isolation.
Yeah. Like, it's not even so much the isolation because like you're gonna be around other people, right? But like the reality is that like you'll have a problem where like you're not gonna be around the people you know. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be around a bunch of dudes you have no idea who they are. You're going to work like 15-hour shifts. You're going to do shit that literally like maybe fucking 30, 40 other human beings on the planet can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the petroleum engineers, I knew a few of those. Yeah, they went off and they're millionaires, right? Because they didn't spend any money and they were the top paid people on those rigs.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, yo, like fucking you, if you're a welder, you can make 200 grand in 6 fucking months. You know what I mean? And then like take the next 6 months and go live wherever you want and do whatever you want. Like you can buy like a big chunk of land somewhere and like put up a little fucking house and have a little ranch and you just, you know what I mean, live there 6 months out of the fucking year. And you know, like come home and ride dirt bikes and do all that type of shit. And then like, you know, the next time you go out, like you're just saving up your fucking money and you're investing it, you know what I mean, for like the next 3-4 years. After that, you know what I mean, fucking get your fucking, you know, get your goddamn family and shit. And, you know, like you can get to the point where you can just take a normal welding job after that. And, you know, you just make like, you know, whatever fucking, you know, 90,000 a fucking year. You work 5 days a fucking week, come home and, you know, you're completely set up the rest of your fucking life and you don't have to worry about shit. Like that's, man, listen, you know, I mean, that's fucking beautiful. If you can, like, you know, legitimately, like, man, it's the shit that I would I would recommend that to anybody.
Yeah.
Get your welding degree, like, get your certificates, get your fucking A+ and fucking, you know, I mean, all that nonsense.
Again,
you have to
more
get.
options for people coming out of high school that are probably better for 90% of the population than going to college.
Absolutely. HVAC work is fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Fucking plumbers, fucking God, you can make so much. I have never met an old plumber that did not have a fuck ton of properties. You know what I'm saying? Legit.
Yeah,
Like,
and if you're worried about being generally educated, buy a fucking book. Most of these kids are coming out of college dumber than when they got in.
Yo, fucking watch YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Yeah.
the wealth of the world's knowledge is on the fucking internet. Like, I don't understand like why the fuck it is people are worried about that type of shit. Like, dude, don't be concerned about fucking actually like being really actually fucking
Yeah,
educated and shit.
You don't need some Marxist history teacher telling you about modern Western civilization.
Yeah, you legit don't. Like, you can watch all the shit you want to watch and get the same education for a quarter of the fucking price off the fucking internet. You know, I mean, it is what it is. Yo, Helator or fucking Adam Hartz is on I-10 East right now. Goddamn, out there getting it done, dude. Man, look, you know what I'm saying? They offered me a fucking load last night, and they was like, dude, you want to fucking go out the goddamn fucking woodland and shit? I'm like, no, eat a dick. I'm not fucking doing that bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, nigga, I'm fine. Yo, I've been fucking grinding all week. These motherfuckers had me trapped in North Carolina for fucking 2 days this fucking week. I'm fucking good. Real shit. Like, yo, like, man, I'm cool. I needed a fucking day to fuck off. Like, I've never needed a day to fuck off. But anyway, man, let's keep going on this video.
I wonder if all of that, why are we giving that a 4-year period? Why isn't that our whole lives?
It could be and should be.
And isn't that the way that's going to change? Because people aren't having jobs for their whole life anymore. And by the way, the liberal arts education was never supposed to teach people a trade. Right. It was always supposed to make it so that young men could talk at parties.
Yeah.
That was the idea. We could have the same cultural thing. We can talk about Shakespeare. We can talk about this. We can talk about that. But none of this was meant to give people jobs.
Well, it's so rigid, right? You get out of high school. High school is this torturous affair where you're being a square peg they're trying to shove into a round hole. Then you get out and then they fly you off to wherever the fuck you're going to go to school. And you go there and you're forced with this overbearing workload of school and then social things. You're trying to figure out what's.
All right, I'm gonna call bullshit right there. Sorry, man. I went to college and I was a comp sci major, so I had a pretty heavy workload, and I didn't really have any problem getting A's and B's in college. Here's the thing they don't tell you, right? You're in class for at max 3 hours a day. That's even with the full course load, right? That's 3 courses. So maybe you have 3 classes one day, 2 classes another. That's 15 hours, right? That's if you spent in college the same amount of time that you spent having to be in high school just doing college work, you'll be fine, right? You're in class 3 hours a day, you study 3 more hours a day, you're probably gonna be fine 9 out of 10 times, right?
You'll be fine.
Where people get in trouble, where most college students get in trouble, is they see that freedom, and I'm guilty. They procrastinate like motherfuckers, and then they're just cramming like 2 weeks before finals.
Like, yo, legitimately, like, dude, I don't understand the purpose of unless you're gonna be like a doctor or a lawyer or like an engineer. There's no reason to go to college, like none.
Yeah,
right?
no,
like,
I've said this.
College was made for rich people. Okay, like the liberal arts education is made for it's a luxury. It is not something that is made for everybody. All right, you want a liberal arts fucking education? Find like all you gotta do is look up the syllabus and just read the goddamn books, and you'll be just fine. You know, you'll have the same fucking education for $1.25 in late fees from the fucking library. You know what I mean?
Exactly. There's nothing they're teaching you in there that you can't go out and get on your own.
Yeah,
especially with the internet.
The mentality.
That was always true, but it used to take work. Now it doesn't take any work. You can find the text in PDF format somewhere on the internet if you really just want to go through the books of a course.
Fuck yes. You can get all the education you fucking need. And real shit, like going and living your life will be extremely more fun, you know what I'm saying, than going to goddamn college. I promise you that. There's so much more fun to be had at home. Like, yo, not even so much like at the crib. Yo, somebody's outside fucking like cutting some shit apart. Fucking, there's more shit to be done like at the crib. Like fucking, you know, like being in your neck of the woods with people you fucking know, partying up and enjoying your fucking self in your fucking 18, 19, 20-year-old days than there ever will be going to goddamn college. Like real shit. Like I've been to college parties. They're fucking bullshit and they're dumb and they're garbage and they're fucking like I used to go there to sell coke and weed all the fucking time. Like it was never, it was never a fun thing. Like it was like you go hang out with these fucking kids who are all rich, spoiled fucking brats, and like you might get some goddamn pussy, you might not get some fucking pussy. Like none of it really fucking mattered. You know what I mean? That's the real mentality about it. Like it's fucking.
And at my college, nobody got pussy.
Anyway. See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's. Like, and you went for like a trade. You went for like
no. I went to an engineering school and I majored in computer science, which at the time computer science was the general computer science degree got you into basically every IT job, even if you didn't want to be a programmer.
And I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like you went and you got educated like properly. You went because like you knew that education was going to pay off later on in life as far as like paychecks.
Well, yeah, I ended up not even graduating. I've told you that story. I didn't drop out. I switched to electrical engineering, and then I decided I didn't want to live in Rolla, Missouri anymore. Then I went to UMKC for a semester, and then I got a job and decided I didn't need to finish my degree.
Yeah, they're making fun of Joe Rogan's face right now.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. I'm loving it. I'm gonna hit play, but I'm gonna feel bad for doing it because this frame is fantastic.
It is. That's a great freeze frame.
He wasn't even talking about anything that crazy. You'd think this is from the Alex Jones interview.
Like there's demons coming right now.
The entire world's ran by interdimensional space predators.
It's okay and what's not okay now. Where's the safe space and. Well, am I allowed to say this and am I allowed to say that? And what are the new rules now for this new generation? Or are we really going to change the world? And then all of a sudden you're out in the world and you realize that fucking money that you spent or that loan that you got is not getting you a job and you're fucked. And you can't get a job and you're also massively in debt and severely depressed and trying to figure out your future. I mean,
and then you go on Adderall.
And then you're like, I get it. We're setting people up. We're setting people up for a horrible failure. I am with Bernie Sanders in that I think education should be free. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think you should earn it. I think you should have to earn it.
How about if education is really cheap, like everything else is getting cheaper?
Well,
I mean, TVs are really cheap.
I think we could pay for it with taxes. Why is education more expensive? I think we could pay for it with taxes. I may be wrong.
Or the individuals could pay for it.
All right, man. So Pennjillette is right. I just don't think Joe Rogan or Pennjillette is smart enough to understand. We're already paying for it with taxes, and that's what's driving the price up.
Yeah, they don't understand.
Like, I don't think Pennjillette can explain it. We need to, Joe Rogan, you need to call Peter Schiff. He can explain to you exactly what causes college to be so expensive.
He already did. He already did, and like fucking the problem is that like
Joe Rogan smokes a lot of weed and he forgot.
Well, not only that, but he's in California. All right,
That's
and this is what Californians believe. They believe that like education should be free because like fucking they feel bad that they're doing well.
Well, they also suffer from the fallacy that if government doesn't do something, it won't get done, which is just not true.
Yeah. Yo, nature abhors a vacuum, all right? And if there's a fucking problem, eventually, like, it's going to get fixed. Let's keep rocking.
Sweet. A whole bunch of people saved the freeze frame. Make sure to drop that screenshot into Discord so we can make some memes.
Oh, we're gonna have
Maybe the
some
individuals
made
could,
cheap
if
enough.
it made sense. If it made sense, yeah.
I mean, if you want to learn something now, we know this very well. If you want to learn anything now, you can get it for free on the web.
You definitely can.
You definitely can.
Many things.
I mean,
other than physical things. There's a lot of physical things that you need to be taught by a coach.
Yep.
But I think there's a lot of things
Pause,
you can learn
pause,
online. And even the physical things.
Pause, nigga. Look here, man. All right, yo, look. All those physical things are what we're talking about, like college should be for, right? You know, I mean, like, you know, welding or fucking, you know, electrical engineering or all these fucking things. Like, that's not a problem. The things that we're talking about should be fucking, you know, I mean, like not in college or shouldn't be paid for are like liberal fucking arts, all right? All that shit can be learned at home on your fucking computer. You don't need that shit in order to get a fucking job. And that's really what college is about. That's what college has become for. Like, that's the whole argument about going to college. Is like, if you don't go to college, you won't get a good job, you know? And like, yo, that's the argument you're making. And then you go, well, college isn't supposed to be there just for a job and shit. It's supposed to be for the experience. And I'm like, yo, eat a dick, dude. Like, y'all niggas is arguing out of the both sides of your fucking mouth.
Yeah, no experience is worth $100,000 in your first 4 years of being an adult.
No experience is worth having a fucking mortgage before you fucking, you know what I mean, get a goddamn real job.
Anyway, in true Rumble Room fashion, Evil Dead Ed is in the waiting room. I already sent him to my circle, so I'm going to go and drag him down.
All right. Ed. Oh, is your shit all retarded again?
Yeah, Ed, you're lighting up green, but you are not speaking to us. So I'm gonna.
You guys hear me?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, my shit's always retarded, Tom. You know this.
I know. You know, I had an experience last night too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I had to run down a fucking mountain away from a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And hop in my car and run back to the hood. Like, this
Dude,
happened.
I had a drunk bitch piss in my chair.
Yeah,
in my chair. Like, I'm Archie Bunker in this house, and she pisses at my chair.
Well, that is unfortunate. Did she fuck you later?
No, she didn't. I had to walk her home. So, like, she got home safely. It's an old school patriarch like that. But, like, a mood of me is, like, I need to rub this bitch's face and her fucking urine. Because she pissed in my chair.
Man, I don't.
You should have at least gotten laid for that one, like a bare minimum.
Yeah, I'm not saying fuck her while she's.
My lady, but this lady not
okay.
lady.
Yeah, all right, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, just don't invite her back.
No, she's not ever coming back to our house. But like this bitch, take for example, she deserved to have her face rubbed in urine. Like I need to whip out the leash. I need to whip out the fucking dog collar.
Like that's how
slap that shit on her and wipe her face in it.
That's how I learned how to not piss on furniture when I was drunk. Is my fucking friends went and they grabbed me like a fucking puppy dog. They rubbed my face in it and they said bad Excel, and then I stopped doing it.
With newspaper. You know,
just bobbed in the news with newspaper.
Very good night tonight.
Anyway, Ed, I sent you the My Circle link. You in there?
Dude, I'm on my mobile, so I'm a bit of a boomer.
Oh, goddamn boomers. All right, well, you can try to follow along by watching the stream at the same time, and we'll see what we can do, but we need to get on with this video.
All right, let's rock.
You get a big chunk of it from online tutorials.
I mean, let's talk about all that matters, okay? Let's talk about juggling. You know, I grew up as a juggler. When you were doing the taekwondo, I was juggling all the time. That's all I did. And that was my whole life was juggling. And what happened was, with the internet, juggling got tremendously better. Because people could watch videos of things they knew were possible and get better. If juggling can get better, physics certainly can. Yeah. It seems like you can take a...
Okay, I just want to let everybody know, whenever you get out of high school, do not go into juggling. That is not one of the things that is going to make you money. I mean, you can join the circus, I guess. It's a place to go. I just don't recommend it. So,
of course, at any college online. And if you sincerely want to learn, you know, I don't know if we need to have this. What is the term called when the Amish take their 1 year of
Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumspringa.
For you.
Yeah, sorry, Ed.
Unless you're a juggalo or homeless, do not ever join the fucking circus.
Yo, Ed. Sorry, man. We got the video playing. I'll make sure it's clear when I'm hitting play because I know you have to follow along on the phone.
I don't think we need a nationally tax-subsidized Rumspringa.
Pause.
Oh, that's the Rumstinger comment.
I try to tell you, nigga, like legitimately, they said that we should have a fucking nationally subsidized Rumspringa.
So I don't. Yeah, are they serious? Because if they're not serious, I kind of get it, right? Especially a lot of these kids. These kids need to be taken out of the gender studies courses in high school and just said, "Hey, go mingle." Like hashtag Me Too's not a thing, right? I'm not saying rape any women. I'm saying women get some dick, right? Try it out for a little bit and then come back to us if you still want to be an intersectional feminist. I would support that.
I get it. Like Exel, you're saying, like, take for example, I take 3 seconds of eye contact with a woman in the workplace. That is not Me Too.
Yo, look, man, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be staring into a bitch's eyes at your motherfucking working shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking.
Yeah, I shouldn't be, but like, I work with so many bitches, and they're easy to hypnotize. I just gotta sit there and be an alpha and not a beta, and it's so easy.
I used to be able to tell people, like when I was working at a warehouse, I was like, well, hey, that's a cool t-shirt on a chick. And if I said that to a chick at my work now, I'm afraid I'd get sexual harassment charges.
Yes.
So I just don't say it. I don't say it. I mean, I work with plenty of women and I just
don't talk to bitches. Like that's my mentality. You know,
I don't banter with them. I just talk work. If I banter, I do all the bullshit safe stuff. How was your weekend? Do anything fun?
I just don't talk to them, like in general. Like when I pull up somewhere and there's like a female in the fucking office or something, I just don't talk to her. I'm like, I don't really give a fuck.
You don't understand. I have to be around them for 8 hours a day. You don't.
My direction is like I have bitches come over and then they piss on my floor like wild animals or in my chairs. My Archie Bunker chair, this bitch pissed in. And this is my Archie chair. This is a chair I sit in as I preach patriarchy.
Yeah,
it's covered in piss.
Are you it's female piss too, man? So did you have to go to the store and get some pet stain remover?
Oh, that's tomorrow night because I am not driving today.
So you're just sitting in the piss rotted chair.
Yes, and I'm sitting in the piss rotted chair as I'm screaming commands to my female. Because
I'll be honest, dude. Like I wouldn't even sit in that motherfucker. Like real shit. Like I'd be all types of like I'd look at my female like, look here, you better get down here and scrub my motherfucking chair. Like right the fuck now. I want that bitch fucking clean. I got a steam cleaner. Like nigga, like you better get over here and steam clean my motherfucking chair right now. I don't give a fuck. Like
dude,
yo, why the
steam
fuck is
cleaners are magic. Fucking magic. I love those
dude,
things.
This is why I have them. You know what I mean? Like, yo, look, man, I'm gangster. I keep shit. You know what I mean?
I'm so gangster. I got a steam cleaner in my closet.
Dude, I'm just saying, like last night, she had her drug friends come over here, a bunch of hens cackling. I had to fucking put up with that. I talked to you about that, Pinoid. And like, take for example, and like I'm about to take this bitch's face, slap on the leash and a collar, and make her rub her nose in it. That's how pissed off I was. The bitch falls asleep in my Archie chair and pisses in it. It's my Archie chair.
Yo, look, man, seriously, this is why, number one, like, you shouldn't be cohabitating with a female. Like, yo, that's an important thing to understand. Like, you should not cohabitate with a female, like, ever. All right? Like, it's highly important that you do not cohabitate with women because you're going to end up having piss on your chair. All right? This is always the end result. Like,
yes. I got this much hair. Tom, you're right. You're completely right.
You got to lay out some of those like little puppy squares, right? So they know where to go.
I have to teach bitches to piss to the quarter.
Roman, what up, nigga?
Yeah, I'm good. I just here too.
He's just here to hang out again, which is the perfect stream to do it on. This is the Rumble Room. This is what we do.
It's fun.
My,
Also, I have a question. Why
my 19-year-old friend, wink wink.
Wink wink, yeah. So here's the question. Why do you keep on talking about the gender studies? They're not the major part of the actual workforce, so why do you speak so much about it?
No, we just
money like a gender workforce.
I'll explain. Yeah, I'll explain it exactly. So it is actually a pretty big part of college campuses, and they tend to have the administrations on a leash, and it is all based on things that are completely unscientific. Even social studies, it admits that it can't be a pure science, but the originators were like, we're going to do our best to make it seem like science. It's moved in a direction where it's so far removed for it that people like Peter Boghossian and a couple of his friends can just make up bullshit, submit it to academic journals at universities, and get it published in academic journals. And it was completely made up.
Is that the hoax guys, like the dog rape guys?
Yeah, and they did the Mein Kampf. Right. So that's why I bring it up, because it is a completely theological proposition that is being promoted as science in universities.
Let me throw mines in too. Here's the other half of that. Like for every one engineer that ends up fucking graduating, there's like 9 people who fucking studied liberal arts or some type of soft science, where they end up not making any money once they get out of fucking college, and they end up having all this massive amount of college loan debt because like a 4-year or a master's or like a fucking, a doctorate in some fucking bullshit goddamn study that isn't going to earn them any goddamn money. And that's what we're bitching about. That's the fucking problem.
It's also
Tom, for that example, like I'm going to take for example, I'm a blue collar guy, just like you, right? Yep. I work. I wake up. I go to work. I do shit I don't want to do, but it pays the bills. Take for example, my supervisor right now. I asked them about their degrees, and this isn't a manufacturing situation. The only degrees they have is culinary arts and gender studies. And they're a little female, tell me how to do my job.
Yeah, well,
it depends on how it operates.
Yeah, and also I want to point out that it's not just gender studies. There's actually a whole, group of those fields that come from critical theory. Gender studies is it's the easy one to make fun of.
It's humanities. Like I'll take for example, like I do a lot of manufacturing. I build shit. I put shit in cars, which like the car would not run without that shit. You will not go reverse or drive without the shit I put in the cars. But I have a little chick right now trying to tell me how I do in my job. And all she has backing her is culinary arts and a gender studies degree. In a manufacturing environment.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Roman, I did just send you the link to the My Circle though, so whenever we go through the video, you can follow along.
It happens. But and this is kind of the problem. Like, so like if you invest your time and money into something, you should be able to get that time and money back out, right? And the reality is that you can't get your time and money back out of fucking these, social fucking programs and goddamn colleges, and liberal arts, all sciences.
Yeah, and the way they do it though
Excel, let them talk, nigga.
I'm confused because the average wage is 77,000. So do you mean they do not get employed, or can you?
The average wage of what?
Of cultural and gender studies.
And it depends on what state you're in. Take for example, I make $80,000 a year, and like I live above the poverty line.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Just what you said about the states. Yeah, there's a big difference on what state you're in. Yeah, but still.
Yeah. Hold on. Actually, Roman have a good answer to that. So a lot of those people aren't getting employed, and I was actually going to get in. This is exactly where I was going. Is that they can make money, but what they do is they get jobs.
Get employed?
Well, no, they get jobs. No, they get employed, but they get jobs back into the same education system that they were in, right? So they find themselves as lifetime people in the university system. So,
so the average,
it's not the private sector that's
the average wage is 77,806, right? People,
same site.
Yeah, the people in the workforce is 160,985. Okay. And that's a decline. And that's a decline. Yeah, and it's
you're on the same site. Yeah.
Yep. I went to look it up too. You know what I mean? Like, and this is the hey man. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go and prove my point the same as you will. You know what I mean? Right. And like if you look at Forbes, right, which is the next one down on the Google. You know what I mean? When you look it up or whatever, right?
like the median, which one? Hang on, right? The 10 they have the 10 worst subjects, right? Non-technical majors, the arts, humanities, liberal arts, and social sciences, right? Law and public health, didn't have higher unemployment rates. Conversely, healthcare, business, and STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and math have more stable and higher paying for recent college graduates. A nursing grad, for instance, faces below average unemployment rate of 4% and the median starting salary of $48,000. Arts and social sciences are also hit harder in recession. The collapse of the housing market means architecture majors now face an unemployment rate of 13.9%, the highest of all the majors tracked, right? And this is kind of really where it gets down to, right? The full list of the top. Now, why do they make you go to a different fucking page in order to actually grab a hold of shit? Like, that's the dumbest shit ever.
It's the same thing why Walks and other sites lost a lot of money. They do this to put like more ads and get more money.
Yeah, it's stupid because like you just want to click on something and have it open up and like do exactly what you want it to do.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that's harder to find with stuff like that, and I guarantee you it's incredibly low for gender studies, is the people with bachelor's degrees, which is the 4-year, and the number of people that are employed in their field of study.
Yeah, I laugh at those people because, like, take for example, like, I didn't go to college, but I have technical skills, and I know plenty of people who went through sociology and got those degrees or humanities. And the best they do is might be a manager at a Books A Million. And I just show up in like an actual skilled trades and like, hey, look at this money I'm making now. Fuck you.
Yeah, and like here's the other half, right? Like even if you have like a job in a job once you get out of college, you might end up like you can say you're a barista and you have a fucking job, but it's not in your field. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Most baristas I know, like they went for political science, and that's all the baristas I know.
Like a liberal arts degree, for instance, is which I've been railing against all night. The median earnings for a fucking graduate is $30,000, and the unemployment rate's 9.2%. Right.
See,
for a
that
recent
blows
graduation.
my mind. $30,000. Like, take for example, if I had no degrees behind me, like I can literally get 2 part-time jobs and make $30,000 to $40,000 a year.
I feel you. Well, like I could do that shit in one job, like all day long. Even without my CDL, I can go make fucking like 45,000 a year. I was making 50 grand at 25 years old with no goddamn fucking college degree.
At 25, that's actually really fucking good. Like, I know, like, take for example, I'm not a big brain nigga. Like, I'm low IQ, wet brain. I admit it. I'll admit that all day and night. But like, take for example, I took up 2 jobs. Like, that's easily possible. 2 part-time jobs. That's easily possible.
What you're saying is you might not be smart, but you are willing to work for a living, so you do.
Yeah, you'll grind.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, here, take for example, my main job right now, I make $80,000 a year. I pay child support and taxes, so I'm willing to take up a second job, cleaning bathrooms and dealing with shit in the literal sense. And even that job right there might provide me an extra $20,000 to $30,000 a year.
Yeah. Before I go on with the video real quick, I'm going to give another example, Roman. So if I just look up the salary of people by degree, right? If they actually get a job in their position, psychology degrees are one of those things where a lot of people graduate with them. They don't do anything with it. But if you do have a psychology degree and you get an undergraduate position, you're going to make between $50,000 and $70,000 a year. Right, like if you get there.
Good living.
Well, I would like more data on the total amount of people who actually got the degree and who actually got employed. That would be very interesting.
Yeah. Funny enough, you would probably have to do your own research on that because I don't think there's going to be any institution. There's not going to be any institution that's going to publish that. We hand out 2,000 psychology degrees a year, and 100 of them actually get a job in the field.
Wait, really?
Right, like nobody's. Well, I would say nobody's. That's just not. Well, I'm saying it's not going to be out there. Well, it's also an easy degree to get. That's why I bring it up. It's not. It's one of the least demanding things you can get a degree in.
I know Exel, you're about numbers and you're about big brain shit. But like, I'm going to speak on like the average man level. I find psychology degrees and therapists to be a lot of feminine motherfuckers who cannot talk to actual men.
Well, let's have here's I got another one right here, fucking payscale.com. A Bachelor of Arts and a women's study degree. If you get a job in the field, it's an average of 53,000 a year instead of that 78 like they had in the original thing. Like for instance, they have actual jobs listed, like a program coordinator for a nonprofit organization. You'll make 38,000 a year. Program manager, nonprofit organization, 56,000 a year. An associate attorney, 86,000 a year. Right? Operations manager,
sick, Tom. Making
like
me
operations
sick, 'cause,
associate
should be
attorney,
making nothing here.
an associate attorney, like bro, like that's basically an ambulance chaser, right? Operations manager, 58,000 a year, right? Project manager, right? 68 grand a year. Program director, nonprofit, 60,000 a year. Human resources, HR manager, 72 grand a year, right? Which I don't think a human resources manager is on average making $72,000 a year. I'll be real with you.
HR, they make tons of money, and they're all about diversity. Like human resource is just HR. Like,
oh, here's another one. Here's another one. Like case manager, 37,000 a year. Like executive assistant. Executive assistant does not make 56 grand a year. Office manager, 40 grand a year. Paralegal, 44 a year.
I am sickened by that because you don't deserve that money.
These are skewed for California and New York. They have to be because the rest of the country don't pay that much.
Yeah, it's
like
those
our
you'd
HR
actually
managers. Like, take for example, I'm just a blue collar guy, but I make more than an HR manager, and HR managers are scum. They are scum in every sense. Like, I'm gonna say, if you're white, straight, and a blue collar guy, HR managers are your biggest enemies. Do not ever share opinion, or they'll fire you.
Administrative associate, 39,000. Community outreach coordinator, 38,000. Administrative assistant, 38,000. And when your degree ends up fucking around and costing you like 150 or 200 grand, and these are all bachelor degrees, right? These are 4-year degrees, right?
Yeah.
If you're paying $150,000 a year for your fucking degree, and it's netting you out 38 grand a year, you should not take that degree. You know what I mean? Like that is not something you should do.
Like I'm going through the apprenticeship program right now, and like the most I pay a year is like $2,000 a year to learn a skilled trade. We're like take for tomorrow. If the world ends, motherfuckers like me are very useful.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, like I'm with you. You know, if I'm sitting there looking through, and there's none of these that are over 50,000 a year. Like fucking. Short of education program manager, and again, like that's in the public. That's in the public sector. You know what I mean? It's in the public sector. So like it is a product manager software. You're not going to get that with a woman's study degree. You're going to have to end up having.
Women do not want to get dirty. And like, here's the thing.
It's not that. It's not that. Women. You're gonna have to have. You're gonna have to have like an actual fucking like programming degree, like a project manager for software. You're gonna have to be able to understand programming and shit.
That too, also. But like I'm saying, like we don't push vocational trades enough. Like we need to be pushing vocational trades. Because take for example, I'm not the smartest individual. I took a Mensa test, and like don't get me wrong, I'm like at 120, but 120 compared to geniuses is not that much.
Right.
Which means
but anyway, here, fucking I'll send you here, Roman. I'll send this to you so you have it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That way
Wait, can you hear the AC in the background?
Yes, I can, but it's okay.
We're
not worried about it.
It's not that bad. Yeah, we're not worried about it.
Yeah, believe me, it's not that bad. Dude.
Okay.
And I posted an article in the Pinoy's General that it's more anecdotal, but it's advice for gender studies majors talking about how hard it is to get a job with a gender studies major.
Let's see. Where exactly?
You don't get a job with gender studies.
It's just in the Pinoy's war room. It's anecdotal.
American studies.
Crunching the real numbers would be very difficult. Well, like I said, they even admit that a lot of it is feedback back into academia, right? Like you can get a job in gender studies by going back into academia teaching gender studies. And if you're working for a university and you become tenured at that, you're going to make money. That's all there is to it. But I just don't. There's not a whole lot of real world market value to it outside of hopefully landing a job in a company that's big enough to have a diversity department group. Anyway, do we want to go back?
Comment?
Hey, what?
Have you read the second comment? It's also making fun of it. I'm just checking out to see what, like, maybe there's an actual worker like saying something about it. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, like I'd be. Once again, it's a thing that's kind of anecdotal because a lot of these people that are mad about not being able to get jobs and student loan debts, you ask what their majors are, and they all just kind of seem to fall in the same place.
Yeah. Like the people like, oh, we can't pay back these loans or we're not making any money. It's like, it's because you took a worthless fucking career path. You know what I mean? Like you went and studied something that was goddamn worthless to the fucking market. Like, well, if you don't have a job, if you're not studying something that's going to end up netting you some fucking actual pay, then it's useless. Like, I don't understand why the fuck that's like a hard concept to fucking grasp. And maybe you shouldn't be going to college for it. You can learn all this shit. Like, you can learn all the gender studies bullshit, like, again, on the internet, if that's what you're interested in learning about.
Well, okay, and another thing is
yeah, exactly. But
no matter what it is, if you're going to be in the top, 1 percentile of college graduates, you're probably going to do fine, right? Just most people don't fall there, right? They're going to fall somewhere in the middle.
Oh, he's back.
No, go ahead, Romy. Go ahead, Romy.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking. No, it's out of nowhere. Yeah, so I was gonna talk about like the majors and like electronics and stuff, but whatever. I was trying to make a point, but I can't. So just keep on going.
All right, let's go back to the video.
Yeah. Also, just a quick question: do any of you work with steel or know a lot about metals?
I used to work at a steel mill, and I ran a draw fire press for fucking heavy leaf spring manufacturer.
Do you know a lot about like different metals, or you know how to just work with them?
I know about steel, and that's about it. I don't know anything about any other metals. Yeah, just steel, buddy. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, that's cool.
Well, I'm talking with you, so that's what I'm kind of doing. Just listening and chilling with you here while you're talking. I'm just kind of making my video about steel and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay,
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let me fucking put that shit in the war room when you get done making it, man. Fucking like, I'm really interested.
Yeah, it just
I love metallurgy and shit. Yo, fucking Excel, hit the video, nigga.
Every person in the country.
That seems like what it is, right?
Yeah. You go to college, what you just described.
Yeah.
You do the It seems like live your fucking life. There isn't this 4-year magic period or this 2-year magic period, and go out and learn the stuff you want to learn. I mean, we both have children, and they'll be talking about going to college, and of course, my wife will push very hard for college, and my thinking is anything they want to learn, they can just learn it.
Yeah.
And by the way, this was also true with just the libraries in local towns.
Yeah.
It's just more true now. It's even easier now. I can't imagine growing up.
Hey, Pennjillette's saying a lot of shit that I've said.
Where my son can type in Lenny Bruce and it all just pops up.
Right.
I mean, that was amazing.
Record store.
Order it.
Yeah,
because they didn't. Gribben's Music Store in Greenfield, Massachusetts did not have the Carnegie Hall concert right there in the stacks.
Yeah.
I had to order. Frank Zappa, on back of one of his records, mentions Lenny Bruce, and he's on Sgt. Pepper. I guess I should learn about him. Lenny, write that down.
That's how I learned about Terrence McKenna. I learned about Terrence McKenna from listening to a Bill Hicks record.
Yeah.
I was like, who's this McKenna? And what's a heroic dose?
And Frank Zappa, one of his records, I forget which it is, I think it's Freak Out, but it might be absolutely free, says on the back, do not listen to this song until you've read Franz Kafka in the Penal Colony.
Oh.
I got
Copyright,
the record, opened it up,
pause.
it said that. I listened.
Yo, copyright pause, nigga. Copyright pause, gotta make it transformative.
Fair use pause, not copyright, man. This is fair use. We're covering this in good faith under article whatever of section something in the United States. Oh no, they're still gonna monetize. Hold up. They're going to claim monetization on this video for a channel that's not monetized. So this is a good time to plug a reminder. YouTube will never monetize Tom Penoid. So if you want to support the stream, send us a Streamlabs at streamlabs.com/Penoid News. Or if you want something for your money, go to the Tom Penoid. Oh, wait, shit. Where are you selling merch at again? Teespring.
T Public. Yo, the T
Public.
T Public.
Yeah, looking for
T
Tom
Public.
Pinoy on T
All the
Public.
links, all the relevant links are in the motherfucking description. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, hit the goddamn Streamlabs link and donate some fucking money. Yo, we even had a donation in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. This shit is getting fucking ridiculous.
You know what? Buy one of them 6 Red Dead Tom Pinoy shirts, or if there's any of like the show art or the like the cards that we've made, and you would like to have a T-shirt of that, let us know and we'll get it put up there. There's some good ones if you go back, like the Goodfellas one. That was good. That was real good.
Yo, man, we had a couple of really good fucking cards, legitimately. You know what I mean? And like, yo, you see the card I made today? Like, fucking, I actually like moved the gorilla's arm down so it wasn't like smacking Penn in the fucking face and shit.
I know, man. You're getting so much better, Tom P. I'm so proud of you.
Yo, I'll be grinding.
You went from how do I download YouTube to being able to use some sort of photo editing material to move a gorilla's arm down. That's a huge jump.
It is legit. It is. You know, I mean, it's important though. All right, let's keep banging.
Listen
on
to
this
one side, got to that song, got on my bike, rode down to the Greenfield Public Library. Kafka, I got this written down, Kafka, in the penal colony. Sat there, read it, went back, listened to the record. My entire education starts with Mike Nesmith of the Monkees, who said, listen to Zappa, listen to Hendrix, from Zappa to Lenny Bruce, from Lenny Bruce to the whole world. And I believe that that is available to everybody all the time. I mean, I don't know, as I would say, taxpayers should pay for college. I think I would say, do we need college? Isn't that fading away?
I think there's a real benefit to being in a classroom with a brilliant professor.
Yeah.
I think there is.
But we're also seeing with TED Talks, which I know are jive, but
pause. Yeah, look, yo, real shit. Like, yo, you can get the same goddamn experience on the fucking internet in a goddamn fucking YouTube video.
Oh, yeah, that's my point, yeah.
I was going to say, also a brilliant...
Let Roman talk.
So basically what I was trying to say, so here's the thing. I was very much interested in DC Motors. So here's the problem. Many people, if you look in the comments, like a simple video that's well made by a person who actually cares about the subject can be better than 3 days of courses in the university. There are many people in the comments who keep on saying it. This just the same exact thing, but much faster and much better. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So basically you can learn a lot, if not all of the stuff like from that you actually want. So on the internet and stuff, instead of just going to university and spending a bunch of money.
Have you ever heard my spiel about fucking like what I think the education system's going to end up being?
I probably missed it.
Well, like the education system's collapsing, right? Because like they promised all these pensions to these fucking teachers and shit a long time ago, and they keep building all these fucking schools and putting out these bonds. Then we're having a shrinking population, and we're not collecting as much real estate and property taxes because of the cost of the fucking property and shit, and because people aren't buying homes. You know what I mean? Like it just tends to be how it operates. So with that being said, we're going to end up having the education system completely collapse. And when it does, I truly think that the internet will fully replace education, and you're going to end up homeschooling all these fucking kids, and they're going to get the same type of education and the same shit that they got at school, but they're, you know what I mean? But it's just going to end up being on the fucking internet. Like,
it's also So it's also much easier. So instead, like having to pay a gym, like having a whole entire building with AC paying for the workers, for the books and stuff, instead you could just like have a single site and just get a course online, which is much cheaper because a bunch of people buy it. There are no teachers. There's just one big course that you want like a study on the internet. It's better. It's just faster and easier. But, yeah.
Yeah, and imagine having kids going through school who are intelligent, right? You know, like who are like fucking able to like be able to run through shit.
Exactly.
Imagine them being able to graduate early, and they don't have to worry about like being held back by, you know, I mean, the bottom 20% of you know, fucking classroom and shit. And that's a beautiful ideology, because you could literally end up starting college courses for kids at like 12, 13 years old rather than at 18. And by the time they're 18, have them fully ready for the world and ready to work. And or even just ready to like just become part, you know, like full citizens of the fucking country, like just have them be more prepared. And that's beautiful. And you can add in courses to where, you know, you got teach actual civics, about like because like the vast majority of the population couldn't pass a basic test for American citizenship today, and that's terrible, right? But like if you have it online, you have these things readily available to you, and they're taught properly, and you literally have to answer the fucking questions instead of like going to school where the teachers are going to help you, and there's all this like this retarded nonsense about like fucking like fucking people want like graduation rates to go up, so they're just lying about test scores.
Mm.
You would eliminate all that shit, and that's fucking beautiful. You know
Well,
what I
yeah,
mean? That really
education
is.
system is a mess.
It absolutely is. It's a complete and utter dumpster fire, and that's always been a major gripe of mine is the fact that like people aren't getting educated properly the way they should be, because if they did, I would not be around. You know what I mean? Like I would not need to do this.
It's the same problem. Like you could have like a bunch of stupid kids in the like class and wherever, and you would just have to wait until everybody learns while you're just scrolling through all of it because you already know what it's all about. And it's just a waste of time.
Hey Roman, I have a quick question for you. This is just for my own amusement. Do your teachers hate you?
Oh, so many. A lot of them.
Okay, cool. Just that's all I wanted to know. We don't have to say anymore.
It's true.
And by the way, we are proud to have a troll like you around. I'm be honest with you. You're one of the better ones. You're one of the better ones, my friend. I usually make
you know what? We learned that I don't think he's necessarily a troll. I think he's young and open.
But yeah.
He's young and open to lots of points of view. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're correct. I've been through a lot of people. Like it's just I haven't actually talked to you a lot, so it's just, I would hear you out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm a fucking, dude, I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at right now. I'm a fan of yours. You know what I'm saying? And whatever the fuck it is you make and you start making videos and shit and content, and I will promote it over here in my neck of the woods. You know what I mean? All day long. So let's rock and roll. Let's bang, man. Let's fucking finish this video the fuck up because, I got to go grab another beer.
There's a
Did you say
longing there.
you know their jive?
I mean, there can be a lot of jive TED Talks.
There's some jive TED Talks.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I went to one of the first TED conferences and got to hear, all these credible people speaking. It was mind blowing. And I wasn't college age. I was 45 or something, 40. And it was an amazing experience. Jonas Salk, I sat and listened to Jonas Salk talk.
Really?
I've been in a room with brilliant people speaking, and it's really, really great.
Yeah.
But I think we can deliver that cheaper. And that's the side of Bernie Sanders I want to talk about. It's not, can we give endless amounts of money to these fucking people on college campuses? Can we pay them all the money in the world to take our children and give them something to do in between smoke and dope? Could we rather just say, can't we make this experience cheap enough so that anybody can go and experience it? Why isn't it possible for you, for a few bucks, to go and be in a room with a brilliant person?
I think that
I know the answer. Government. All right, next.
That would be a thing that would be beneficial to almost anybody at any point in time, instead of the rigid structure of like, this is, you have to get all this work done by X amount of time. That's the other thing that happens to kids too. They're taught about having no sleep, and about beating your body up, and about cramming, and about getting all this work done in a short period of time. We're really preparing them for a horrible job.
And all this shit that doesn't work.
Yeah.
All that weird.
I'm gonna call horse shit once again, man. All this fucking cramming and stuff like that. These kids are bitching because they have it too easy when they go to college, and they bitch at the last minute saying, "Oh my god, I have to cram so much." Either they're fucking idiots or they weren't spending their time well to begin with.
Or they weren't made to go to college.
Exactly. Dude, okay, like this is God honest truth. And I went to an engineering school. And I went to like a high demanding degree, and like I said, I didn't graduate. But I didn't flunk out. That was not the issue. Like I always had A's and B's. My college GPA was like 3.6, which is not bad.
Right.
I was even kind of lazy, but I was told, everybody's like, yeah, in high school you can get away with this shit, but when you go to college, it's not going to be like that. No, the only difference in college is you have actually more leeway to just dick around with your time. You go to class for an hour, the professor says, all right, there's like another hour's worth of shit that you need to do, and like you need to get that done by Friday, and then you don't do it, and that just stacks up, and then come like 3 weeks later when midterms are coming around, you didn't do any of the shit the professor told you to, and now you're cramming. That's how that works.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, and again, we get back to that mentality of, you know, fucking, like, it just people who should not be in fucking college, like in goddamn college, like that's legitimately where it's at. And Jeff Vader, what up, nigga? We're gonna pull in Mr. Guapoli. Guapoli, what up, my nigga? Guapoli,
He's dead.
Guapoli.
It's all right, man. His mic is muted.
You know the situation, man. You know the situation.
Unmute your shit.
I heard him.
What?
I heard him.
It says muted on my side. All right, got him. Got it fixed.
It did a couple seconds. Yeah.
Yeah,
Excel muted him. He sounds like I don't want to hear this nigga.
I must have. At some point, I did. I don't know how or why. I was probably drunk, man. Don't take it personally. Anyway, I'm gonna send you the My Circle link just in case you're on your phone.
He left. Fuck it. All right.
Well, son of a bitch.
That weird kind of hazing shit that we do for medical professionals. You're going to work for 48 hours. What the fuck? It never works.
Insane. It's terrible for the patient.
It's bad for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so and you just made the argument about the frontal cortex and you're not really ready till you're 25. I mean, one of the huge advantages I had in my life was a shitty education. Horrible education. You know, I went to a bad public school that had an influx of hippies from UMass that came in and experimented on us. So we had no education whatsoever. I graduated from high school on a plea bargain.
And that's why you're a magician.
Very good SATs, so I had scholarships to wherever I wanted to go, but I chose not to because I misunderstood Bob Dylan. I didn't know he was lying, so I went and hopped trains and hitchhiked around and lived homeless for a couple of years. And I never read Moby Dick till I was 45. Thank you. If I'd read Moby Dick when I was supposed to at college age, I wouldn't have gotten it. But I was able to get it at the right age. And now it's my favorite book because I was ready for it, you know? There's so many things that are on the curriculum that are very, very important. Maybe not that day.
I think there's also an issue with people not thinking.
Wait, hold up. I'm gonna say that's incredibly true what he just said about some of the shit that you learn in college. There's some of the stuff that like I went through. I'm trying to... I could think, like, my ethics for computer science class, I just kind of fucking jerked off through it, but it actually taught me a lot about the bullshits of copyright law. And I look back, at that time, I didn't give a shit, man. I went to college because my guidance counselor told me I'd be good at computer science. At the time, all I gave a shit about was being the best Counter-Strike player in the world. That's absolutely true too. That's all I was doing.
I feel like
I wasn't ready for any of this information. I wasn't that interested in it until later in life.
Yeah, see, you know, I mean, my guidance counselor told me like my best bet was to drop out and become a bum. Right. And you know what I mean? Like, like they were like, yo, you're really fucking smart. But on the same point, like, we understand that, like, you're not the college type. You're just not the individual. Like, why don't you try to learn a trade or something?
You got too much hood nigga in you, Pinoy. I'm sorry. College isn't going to work out for you.
So they're saying that you give me some chon kind of thing. That's used that type of gorilla. Like, I'm gonna take what I want, and you can't tell me nothing.
They asked me. They said, "What are your goals in life?" And I said, "I want to fuck a midget and I want to bang a bitch with a dot in their forehead." Yo, and that was about as far as shit went. You know what I mean? Like, and guidance counselor just looked at me and said, "Get out." You know, and like so. They didn't really give a fuck. Like when I dropped out of high school, I think I was like 17. I had just gotten off probation like a day before, and I dropped out the next day. I went around and like there was only one teacher who I went to take the fucking the slip to, because you got to go like get a slip signed by all your teachers that lets you drop out, right? And there was only one teacher who said, "Why are you dropping out? You're one of my favorite students." And I was like, "Well, I like your class. Everybody else, you know what I'm saying, had no problem signing his slip."
Yeah,
it was like, get the fuck out.
This goes back to something I said earlier. Is Joe Rogan was pointing out that like a brilliant professor is, can leave a mark on us. That's true, right? If you can actually run a good class, that's great. But the current education system, most of the time, a lot of times you're just getting like some sort of a graduate person that's just teaching the class, or the worst is research professors, right? You get research professors, and they don't give a shit about anybody in that class. They're just there for their grant so that they can do their fucking research.
Well, let me keep this all the way 100 too. Like fucking like yo, there's so many kids out here who like they go to fucking high school and they get like straight A's in almost every subject but like one or two, right? Like they'll have like I had like for instance, like I could pull straight A's in science and history and math, but you like I had like a negative percentage in motherfucking English and fucking Spanish and shit, right? Like they like I graduated, no, I fucking dropped out. I had a 7% in fucking Spanish, right?
Well, I'm gonna guess that 50% of your grade was attendance.
Well, like yo, not only that, like yo, here's the bitch. That was my 4th time taking Spanish. Yo, like, bro.
Hablo un poco español, pero me duermo mucho en mis clases de español, so.
Yeah, apparently I'm not good at this. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's not keep pushing me towards this dumb shit that's gonna cause me to fail over and over again.
The answer is that you didn't give a shit, and if you don't give a shit about something, you dismiss it outright. That's the difference between me and you. Is if I don't give a shit about something, I might weigh the pros and cons of going ahead and getting the shit done, and I'm probably gonna err on the side of let's just get this shit done.
Yeah, see, if I don't give a shit about something, I might just piss on it and light it on fire.
Yep.
Like, that's my mentality. I don't fucking care. And I might fight you tooth and fucking nail not to make me do it.
Another reason college would never work out for you, because in college, and actually just in school in general, you have to just be like, this shit sucks, but I'm going to go ahead and get it over with because I think it's worth it in the long run. Even if it's not, you have to have that mentality, or you're never going to survive.
Yeah, no. See, I don't have that mentality at all. Like, I legitimately, like, my bosses have to fight with me to get me to do like a monthly briefing where like I come in once a month into the office and they put me at a computer and I have to look at something and then answer 3 questions. And I go, this is dumb. Why do I have to keep doing this? And they go, because
Did you kick Brandon Macera? Because I didn't kick him.
No, I did not kick him.
No, just rejoin. We'll drag you back in.
Yeah, he dropped out. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was your phone, dude. Your phone kicked you the fuck out. Like, happened. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I was chilling. You were good. You know what I mean? You weren't like Ed. Ed kept over talking everybody. So, like, I just pushed him in the way.
Ed was drunk and now he's getting his fuck on. So, good for Ed.
Do your thing, nigga. Do your thing. Handle your business. You know what I mean? It'd be different if like Mr. Guapley was over talking people. I'd be like, fuck you. Get the fuck out.
Right. Loudmouth, dirty motherfucker.
Right, Ed kept over talking people. Like, I even told Excel to shut the fuck up once Roman started talking because I've never heard him actually say anything before.
Yeah, I didn't hear him.
I was kind of interested.
Well, Roman's a bit soft spoken, so a lot of it was I just didn't understand that he started talking.
But yeah. You know, you look at this 20-minute video. We've been doing this shit for an hour and a half.
All right, let's get it finished. We only got 5 minutes left, man. We may as well finish it off, pass it on to the other streams that we have going on right now that are friends. If you want more news, make sure to check out the Insomnus. I'm sure they'll be going well past 9:30. And if you just want to have some fun, our friends over at Gulf City are doing Fright Power Hour, which started probably about 2 minutes ago.
Fright Power
of education in terms of like that it's a lifetime pursuit.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not something that you graduate from college, then you're done. We really should be educating ourselves throughout life.
Sure.
Not just accidentally or incidentally by experiences. We should do it because there's things that we pursue that are interesting.
Yes.
And now is one of the greatest times ever to do that because of audiobooks. You can do it while you're in the car. You can do it while you're on the train. You can get educated.
And you can also, they're doing this weird.
All right, now look, I got to stop this. And this is something you're going to agree with me, Tom P. He's all, Joe Rogan's doing that. Do what you want and that you're interested in. No, right? First and foremost, no. Yeah. First and foremost, do what makes you money, right? Pick up what you want to do as a hobby. Then, if you get to a point where you can do what you want to do for money, do it. Like, take that opportunity. But don't be fooled by these people saying you can do anything you want. That's not true for most people. And even if you have the talent to do so, a lot of the times you have to get lucky to do some of the shit people want to do. Not everybody can be a fucking rock star.
It's not who you know, but who you blow.
Well, yeah. Well, it's not just that, man. Like, not everybody can be the fucking clown in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. Even Bill Maher says this shit. He said, not everybody can be the fucking, you know what I mean, the guy on stage. We have to have people to fix the toilet. Like, you know what I mean? And you can't be too proud to sweep the floors. I tell everybody this. Don't be too proud to sweep the floors. I don't care how smart you think you are. I don't care how hard you worked in college. I care about your fucking bachelor's degree, or your master's, or your doctorate. Don't be too proud to sweep the fucking floors, because that's what's important. Like, real shit.
Yeah, and we live in a society where you can do what you want to do to make money, and then also like have a side hustle doing what you love, and you can make that transition when the time is right. Maybe the time will never be right. And I'm not saying don't try to follow your dreams. I'm saying don't sacrifice everything to follow your dreams, or else you're gonna end up living on a park bench.
Well, it reminds me of that the James Bond movie where I think it was the older one back in like 2004, where the chick has like $1 million note, and she plays like some kind of game where the highest card wins or whatever, and so she loses the $1 million, but it was like a ploy. But still, you go all in, and then your ass out, and then who do I have to blame? I'm gonna blame this guy or that guy, but you were the one who put the bet on. So.
Yep.
Like, it is what it is. All right, let's finish this up.
Connecting thing where I've not experimented with this, but I'd love to, where people take courses online and then find people who are also taking courses online in their communities, and then meet at like a fucking Starbucks to discuss what happened before in the class, which is mind-blowing that can happen. So you can take, one of my one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to learn to play jazz. I wanted to learn to play upright bass. I took that up at 45, and I learned to play upright bebop bass passively. Huge accomplishment. And now I really want to learn a language, So I was looking at it a little bit because I figured maybe there's a government watch list I'm not on. So I should learn Arabic. That was my thinking. Because don't you think that ticks all the boxes? That's going to give me everything if I just learn Arabic. Yeah, so I started looking into how I can learn Arabic, and it's amazing the kind of network that's developing all over the world to be able to learn anything. So my argument with you on the Bernie thing of paying for everybody's college is I think we can get college so fucking cheap. You can go to college your whole life.
Well, I don't think that's a bad idea, if it's possible to get college that cheap, but I don't want professors to be poor. I mean, I think one of the real problems we have with public education.
Jesus goddamn Christ, man. I don't want professors to be poor.
You don't know how this works.
If you're a good professor, like, your money will come. Like, nigga, like, if you're good at something, money will come. That's how the hell shit operates. If you're a garbage professor, fuck you. I don't really care.
In the current system, if you're a garbage professor and you have tenure, nobody can touch you, man. You just keep collecting money. And guess who's paying for it? The fucking taxpayers, right? Like, this is a government problem that Mr. fucking Joe Rogan just can't seem to wrap his head around. Joe Rogan, like, I think he always has his heart in the right place. He just doesn't understand a goddamn thing about economics.
Not a thing. Well, it's because he's never had to worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, the nigga's been rich since like the fucking 90s. He has no idea what life is like for a regular person at this point. He has no fucking clue at all.
He lives in goddamn, I can't remember what part of LA. I think it's somewhere in like, he lives in the, it's like, I don't know, I guess you can call it a decent area, but he lives in the mecca of freaking media. So, I mean, he has, so many, other tentacles wrapped around him that guy doesn't need any. If he falls back, that means I'll give you a $20,000 loan because I know you'll pay it back. You're good for it, Mr. UFC man. Like, I don't know.
Darth Vader YouTube joined us.
All right, what up, nigga?
What's up, people? What's up? I heard y'all talking about college. Yeah, I just got back from watching the Bama game and seeing my mom.
Oh yeah,
and, hanging out with her. She's sick and shit. Dude, she's losing strength and stuff. I don't want to talk about it. But I do want to talk about college.
What do you want to talk about?
Because I was one of them fortunate motherfuckers that went to college when the fucking professors didn't give a fuck And if you didn't show up, you got the F, and you just pissed your money away, right? There's none of this, participation trophies, none of that shit. And most of the professors were assholes, man, because they demanded you perform. I went to high school in 2 years in Nashville at a Catholic high school, right? What I learned in those 2 years in that Catholic high school, I finished out in Alabama without cracking a fucking book.
Yo,
right?
And then education is so much better. Like it really is.
It is, man. It really is. And so, and then I went to Bama a year and did a lot of acid and majored in acid and came back with a 0.00 grade point average. And then I went to community college, got my my basics down, and then I went to the college, and it was like a huge difference. They really expected you to bust your ass and to crank it. And it's a private college, of course, so it's not state funded.
Yeah. Well, like fucking, I heard your like I listened to your stream on Doc Griffin's joint, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like for me, like I was sitting there listening to it. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, these fucking yuppies, like fucking their artsy fartsy music classes and shit, right? Like, that's kind of where my mentality got down to with shit, because it's just like, dude, like if I ever went to college, it would be for something. It would have to be for something that made a ridiculous amount of money,
right?
Like, because there would never be a fucking chance for me to go to college for art and have anybody else even remotely support me for that mentality. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I thought the same way, but it's like, oh, that's greedy. You should. It's not about the money. Like, who the fuck are you? Like the guy who's sitting on all the gold? What the fuck?
Like, yeah, like how about this? Like, I'm poor. Like, if you're going to college,
give me a free Lamborghini. Like, come on, help your brother up.
Like art's a side hustle. That's kind of the deal. Like, being an artist is something you do part time, and like it's like you have buddies in like your 30s and 40s or whatever, and like you see them, they still want to do music, and you're looking at them and you're like, dude, just stop it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not pimping. Like, just handle your life. Like, put some effort into your fucking career. Because like you're gonna be much better on that manner than fucking continuing to try to play the fucking guitar.
I spent 6 years of my life trying to make it big in a ska
Dude,
band.
I was a rock star too. Y'all know my fucking story.
Yep. Yeah.
My alcoholism destroyed my music career.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did too until it quit being fun.
Yep.
For everybody else.
I had way more fun. I had way more fun being a drug. I had way more fun being a drug dealer to you guys.
Right? Yeah.
Thanks, Tom Pease. You were always around for that teener when I needed it.
Wait, what's that shit?
Little bit extra to pick me up for the show.
Right. What was that on Grand Theft Auto? Them white boys got me on crystal meth.
It was money first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth with me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where the situation always
taking
was,
and
always will be.
Taking a shit on the toilet
Right.
was the last one.
Yeah.
Where are you from, man?
Oh, Ukraine.
Okay. I was trying to figure out if your name was Russian, Ukrainian, or Lithuanian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a brew. I'll be right back.
Oh, fuck me. I thought you were Asian. I'm so
He did kind of sound.
I'm so racist.
You better watch out for the Kazakhstan motherfuckers.
You do not.
A couple of them are Asian.
Do not. Yes, they're Asiatic. They're a bunch of Asiatic Russians, man.
You sound nothing like me.
You do not want to fuck with those motherfuckers either. They're like the descendants of Temujin, Genghis Khan.
Do you ever hang out with V, dude? You should find out where V lives. You guys should totally party together.
In Romania. Yeah. Man, I've heard that Ukraine's a beautiful place, though. I would like to check it out.
It really depends. The roads are absolutely terrible. You haven't seen this much hell.
Yeah,
I live in the country, bro. The roads are pretty fucking fucked up over here.
I don't know how bad it's in yours, but you can't step outside without having a hole. It's terrible.
Yeah, he's talking about in the cities over there, not
in
not
cities.
in the,
It's absolutely
not
cities.
not in the That's
the best place you could be is probably like an old village, because like it feels like the time is stuck there, and there are giant, absolutely gigantic fields which you can go to. And there's like beautiful sun, like rivers, and a bunch of fun stories, like
the steppes.
Yeah.
In the Ukraine.
I don't know. V cracks me up because he's always like, We grew up under communism. I know it sucks. Like, I know what happens.
Man, people will not listen to that shit either, man. You know,
Hey,
it's
I want to say welcome to Pick Nick, new motherfucking guy in the chat. I don't even know if he's a new subscriber subscriber or not. But thank you for coming out. Make sure you hit that sub button and notification button to get more motherfucking videos.
He also said whoever said the comment about Joe Rogan having his heart in the right place but not having a clue about economics is 100% correct. That's me. Yeah. That's me. I'm right. I am
That's
right.
my bottom bitch.
I'm right 50% of the time, 100% of the time.
I'm right 100% of the time. You know what I mean? But I just make terrible decisions even though I'm right.
I know it's a bad
right.
I know it's a bad idea, and I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes. Yeah, fucking 3:30 in the morning this morning. I was running down the goddamn fucking mountain and shit away from a bitch. I'm like, no, I'm not going to jail tonight, bro. Fuck you. I'm getting in my car and I'm getting the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, so as far as copyright strikes go, if we're gonna get one, it would have happened by now. So let's finish up the last 3 minutes of this video. And what do you say, man? Get out of here.
If you want to, or we can hang out with our
That people don't want to be a teacher because teachers don't get paid.
15 minutes longer.
Sure, but there's a way. I would say that's government intervention that's doing that. I would say if you
government intervention is keeping the salary low.
I think so.
Really?
I really think so because I think that we're not having enough of the competition and stuff there. I mean, you know, you would pay good money to be in a room with Steven Pinker, you know?
Yeah, sure.
And I think that locally, this was always a problem that I never figured out. You know, when I was in Greenfield, Massachusetts, town of 20,000, I would say to all the other high school students, I would say, you know, if we didn't give our money to the Rolling Stones and the Beatles and Dylan and all these other bands, we could pool our money together and have a really good local band. We could have a great band right here in town, you know? And I think that if you thought of education that way, can't we get in our little area really great teachers who can teach this stuff? It might be pretty boss.
Well, you know, Tom, you were telling me, like, you're going through this interview and talked about how Pennjillette and Joe Rogan are boomers. Pennjillette is it's the same complaint I had before stream. Everything he says is correct. He just doesn't have any teeth about it.
Well, I mean, if you're as rich as him, does he really give a shit for real?
Well, no, he never. Well, also, let's think about who Pennjillette is. He's never really had teeth about it. He was the friendly libertarian that introduced libertarianism to people whenever you could. Back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. I'm pretty sure that if bullshit ran right now, it would be canceled. Right? It would have offended way too many people.
Shit like, the wage gap and shit like that. Yeah, they'd eat that shit alive.
I don't know, man. Maybe that's it, dude. We should just call on them. It's like, you're old, you're rich. Bring it back, dude. The world
Save
is never...
this fucking country.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle declared war. You need to follow him up, dude. Bring back bullshit. Let's go.
It's time to man up, you faggots.
Yep.
It would be amazing if we could spread education, right, through any method, whatever we could do. We could encourage people to be more educated. But I think that one of the best ways to do it really is just look. There's a lot of podcasts that are educating people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of information that you can get
that's
in entertainment. But what we're getting is there's more information available now than ever before. I think it's very different than what college is traditionally. College is a thing where you go and it's a rite of passage. It's and we don't have those in this world. And I think we could do with them. I think we could do with these rites of, particularly for young men. I mean, maybe it's the case for young women. Obviously, I never was one. But when you're a young man, there's this transitionary period where you're a boy, and then all of a sudden, am I a man yet? Like, when am I a man?
Certainly, a lot of cultures and religions have done that.
But getting out and getting that certificate and getting your diploma,
Utilitar or whatever. Yes, I've heard that. Faggot.
Holy shit, I graduated from fucking university. Mm-hmm. I'm a man now.
Yeah, rites of passage.
I'm a grown up. I have a degree. I'm a woman now. I have a degree. I'm an adult.
And you're obviously
is a definite step to manhood. Judaism has it with the bar mitzvah. Other cultures have it, right? In America, we just we don't do that.
Like, as Roman Catholics, you got like steps along the way, like from becoming like a fucking toddler to or like a younger child to an older child, and then like with when you go to your first communion, your first confession, and then you end up fucking becoming responsible for the church by becoming an altar boy, and then you get confirmation with
confirm
anything. Yep.
Right. You become a soldier for Christ. Right. And that was that was from the Crusades. The confirmation thing. So yeah, technically that is a promotion to manhood, but they don't look at it like that now.
I always thought of when you turn 21, paying tribute to the porcelain gods. I always thought that was a rite of passage.
That's right. God knows I've done my fucking porcelain time.
Dude,
getting your driver's license, fucking you turn 18, you buy a gun and fucking register to vote, and you shoot a hole in it.
And shoot a hole through a fucking ballot. Thank you, Doug Stanhope. God, dude, hold on. That guy has been fucking cucked to oblivion, man. Like, he's been he's trying too hard to make his friends like him. Fuck Doug Stanhope, dude. He turned on us.
He did. He used to be a super libertarian motherfucker, but he just turned into a complete bitch. But then again, like,
he just doesn't want to upset people, man. He's always saying things that are just like, he tries to be snarky about it because he pretends to be a comedian still, but he just like says the same shit that everybody else that's on fucking TV says, so that people don't fucking protest his shows. I guess it's his fault for not getting rich.
Man, a lot of his shit was just kind of anti-establishment. Right. And let's be honest here, man. Like, fucking, maybe we misconstrued him for being like an actual libertarian. Maybe he was never really a libertarian. Maybe he was just, a commie who hated the army. Like maybe that was a deal.
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I just know he seemed to have really toned himself down instead of declaring war like Dave Chappelle. That's a real soldier.
Actually, I'm seeing this.
You go on, what's up?
It's okay to speak with an accent. It's not okay to hear with one. I'm hearing that from someone who spent an awful lot of time explaining to myself and others why I didn't go to college. You wanted to show you weren't a loser. I didn't have that. I didn't say, I went to Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey, greatest show on earth, clown college. You know what I mean? If you want to make sure you don't get respect, that's where you go.
Well, I'd say I talk about it just because I want people to really know where my head was at. I don't want to glorify
I went without any rite of passage at all.
Right.
And the closest I had to a rite of passage was earning my living.
Well,
which was huge.
You were on a different pursuit. Like your pursuit was the carny pursuit.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that. I mean, there was you had a lust for it.
Yeah.
And it obviously worked out well.
Yep. There was nothing left to see there, guys. Nothing left to see.
Can I just point something out real quick?
Sure.
You remember that shooting? Yeah, instead of one person being dead, it's now 5.
Oh, are you talking about the thing we were talking about earlier that we said we're not going to talk about?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking about that because it's not happening because I'm tired of catching strikes.
Yeah, so 100% of the time, Tom Penoid makes a video covering a shooting event, and every time he says, I condemn this completely, and YouTube gives him a strike, and then he appeals. And this time, on the appeal, it's still just sitting out there. But 4 or 5 times you said this is not a way to go about things. This is terrible, this is a horrible event.
Can I also say something funny too? Okay, Wash, you know how I keep on talking about him? You know Wash, right? That guy? So here's the thing.
That's the guy that you told Tom Penoid.
It's hard to get him because he's not streaming all the time like you do. But here's the thing. So the funny thing is, every single one of his streams gets demonetized. The only stream that did not get demonetized is the one where he said the N-word. So, yeah, it's very dumb. The system doesn't work at all.
Tom P actually did try to get on a get a hold of that guy. And
he tried it.
Yeah,
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, he got kicked from their chat.
What did he say something retarded?
No, I mean he made fun of commies, but that was to be expected.
Oh, dude, they're gonna take you as a troll. Do not do that, for the love of God. Why, dude? Just get into the debate and that's it.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't even trolling. He was being honest.
Dude, but
like,
if
I'm
you're
just
arguing in
arguing-
bad faith for with no reason, it's just you're gonna get kicked. They're serious about the thing, so
He wasn't arguing in bad faith.
So what happened? You're probably telling me you're not telling me something.
No. Like I sat there and I showed evidence and like I gave him
Did
like.
you type something stupid in the chat? No.
Nobody would get him a hold of the actual dude. It was
But there's
the
no bot that
moderators.
just bans conservatives.
No,
So,
it was
how?
the moderators. Pissed, like they were just like, get out of here, you fucking
Okay.
you filthy
You
fascist
boomer.
capitalist.
Yeah, a boomer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's
it is what
continue.
it is. Yeah.
Continue with
fucking, that was
what
kind of the situation.
our video's over, so we're just
That's
wrapping
it?
up here. Yeah.
Okay.
I knew the end was going to be nonsense because they'd already covered most of the hot topics. It was just them talking about how I went to clown college. Great, fantastic.
Yeah, I'm trying to debate on what to do with this Joe Rogan fucking thing right here.
Well, you know what he did after clown college? He became a mime up in New York. And that's where he learned his real chops performance wise. And then he met Teller, who was he's the gimmick guy. He's the one that designs and builds all the illusions.
Yeah,
right?
he's the real genius. I think they do really have a great.
They're both are really good at close up magic. But when it comes to the stage shit, man, this Teller, man, he's a fucking he's creepy.
Well, yeah, and then I think part of the joke is there's plenty of things you can say like see Teller talk, but Pennjillette is I would say he's pretty charismatic. Like he's got a good stage presence. I've always liked listening to him talk. So I think that was just kind of the gimmick, right? Like you're going to be the spokesman, and I'll be the guy behind the scenes, and that's where I want to be, and that's where you want to be, and match made in heaven.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like got a mime feel to it anyway, because he's not saying anything. He's just making facial expressions and and shaking his head and wiping his brow and shit.
Occasional whisper in the air.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm trying to figure out what to do with this Joe Rogan thing.
Exactly.
You should look up fucking Mousetrap Roulette and David Letterman. Put those two in a search and look at that video. It's hilarious.
Prime Mover just posted in the chat. Breaking. Woman throws Molotov into ICE facility. Hurts nobody. Proving she throws like a girl. Her temple in Florida. I'm gonna guess that actually happened. But still, yeah. We've commented on this show before. The only reason you haven't seen the far left murder yet is because they're bad. They've tried. They just keep failing. Right? Like you had the Bernie Sanders dude that had a gun in a field and he couldn't hit anybody. And then eventually Secret Service agents brought him down. You had the dude that went to the ICE facility in Portland with a gun and a whole bunch of Molotovs or whatever the fuck they were. And just didn't manage to do enough damage before he hurt somebody. Now you have this woman. It's gonna happen. I'm not proud of it. I'm not happy about this. This is the direction you're going whenever you have these crazy extremist political factions that hate each other. And we're talking about things like immigration detention centers as if they're concentration camps. You're gonna have some people that literally think we're in Nazi Germany. And they take extreme action because let's face it, right? If you thought they were going to gas everybody in those facilities that were being held, would you be virtuous to try to stop it? Probably.
But that doesn't really that doesn't.
It doesn't apply. No. It doesn't apply. Like what I'm saying is, you have these people that honestly believe these things, man. They're so deluded. They think that's the state of affairs. There's a lot of shit, man. I've been bitching about government for fucking 15 years now. Right? I've hated everything the government does. I don't necessarily like. I mean, I get it. I understand why they have to exist in our current society, but I would prefer like some sort of private law society. I want to get rid of democracy too. Fuck all that shit. right? Like if it was a private property, private law society, and everything was based on private property, we wouldn't really give a shit if people came in because there's no way they could possibly exploit the system or take jobs from other people, because people would be free to roam around to wherever they want, and the market would set the prices. And I'm talking really fast because I gotta get up and take a piss.
All right. Yeah, let's roll. Let's end this motherfucker out. All right. So here's the deal. You know what I'm saying? This has been Tom P's with Pinoy News on Think Excel. Fucking A, would you blow me? Goddamn Roman Voloshin, motherfucking Brandon Macera, Evil Dead Ed, and everybody for coming the fuck out tonight. It's appreciated. Thank you very much for watching the motherfucking stream. We'll motherfucking end this bitch. Excel, shut it the fuck down. So, did you end it, Excel?
No, he's gonna leave this on the stream, so to make.
Oh,
fun of us.
we're gonna keep fucking streaming. Is that how the hell this operates?
Yeah, he's
That's
trying to
cool.
make fun of us.
I got you. You know what I mean? Like fucking, we can keep doing this. Anyway, irate, man. So how was that Bama game, man? Irate.
That
Man,
motherfucker
listen.
muted himself, man. You're coming out of the rumble room, dude. I say we
I already did all that shit. You know, I told you to shut it down like fucking 3 minutes ago.
What 3 minutes? I was ranting and said I had to piss, and you said let's shut it down while I got up. Is that what happened? I'll hit the end button right now, but I can't end the stream while I'm I mean, I probably could. I'd have to move my computer. I mean, you know what? That makes a lot of sense, because usually, like, when I'm smoking meth, I got to be in the bathtub anyway. You know what? We'll set that up for next stream, but for now.
Sorry, guys. I just got a call. I got to go.
All right, my brother.
I'll hit y'all back up. Y'all be around tonight?
You know the situation. I'm always around.
All right, I'll fill you in later. All right. Thanks, guys.
Later, bro.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Bye.
All right, let me
I
get
want to
the-
thank everybody for coming the fuck out. Thank you very much, motherfucking, watching the show. Goddamn Excel, shut this bitch the fuck down, man.
I'm not going to shut it down until I grab the Insomnus link. And if
Oh,
either one
come
of
on,
us,
man.
if either one of us are bored enough, we would probably just go over to the Insomnus, because why not?
Yeah, we'll see what's up. I'm gonna go cut up some more cucumbers because I'm fucking hungry. Know what I'm saying?
Yep. All right. Ending.
All right.
See y'all on the Insomnus.